Okay, everyone, sorry, my power has gone completely, so I need to put the connection to a backup. So good, I think good to start now. Okay, before we start, let's quickly do a quick prayer. So we invoke for the help of universe so that the session goes in proper in terms of the all these disturbance possibly, right? Let's do a quick prayer before we go ahead, right? Okay, so close your eyes. You can simply become aware of your heart. Focus on your breathing. Just take some conscious breath, inhale and exhale, right? Any uneasiness, worry, fear, any kind of discomfort, simply exhale it out from your mouth. You can either listen to the prayer or you can repeat after me. To the Supreme God, to the Supreme Param Brahma, to the entire universe, all the great spiritual teachers, all the saints, holy masters, holy gurus, all the beings of light, the angels of wisdom, angels of knowledge, to my teacher, Master Chugakok Soi, Lord Maha Guruji Meling, all the great ones, and to the entire universe, we invoke for your blessings of guidance, of wisdom, of healing, of understanding, blessings of love, joy. Thank you for helping us understand this topic properly, without any biases, without any kind of inaccurate conclusions or perceptions. And thank you for helping us incorporate in our life this law of karma and to use this to improve our life phenomenally. Thank you, the angels of technology, angels of Zoom, for helping us be proper on this session. Thank you for helping us do this learning session properly. For everyone involved here, thank you for your help and guidance. In full faith and thank you. So be it. So be it. Good. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me in the prayer. Okay, let's start. We quickly go inside. So I have a slide in place, right? So we have approx 2 hours to get this done. How I'll do this is, I'll start this and I'll cover a part of it. In between, I'll then stop and then we'll come back to questions if you have any, right? So we'll have a session, then a question, session and a question, right? Something like that. So that we have a flow as well, what we are covering in. And also, we'll see how this goes in. And at last, we'll have good 15 minutes time for an open forum. We can discuss, we can understand, we can have questions and clarity, all of this, right? So let me put the slides on. Okay. If the slide is visible, everyone, give me a smile. So the yes is in the session, the yes means a smile, right? And a no means a frown, right? So if the slide is visible, give me a smile. Good. Okay, so karma is a very beautiful topic, very close to my heart. And when I started understanding it properly and I started using it, I saw the power it has to, the power it has to help us really transform our life. A lot of people in the world, they stay as if they have no control of life's events, life's happening. But it is not like that. No, if you refer to the understanding of the ancient teachings, right, we'll see a different reality emerges. And this has been spoken by great people, great teachers across religion, across time, across space, right? And today we are going to learn, understand some of these teachings, right? Now, the key here to understand is, which I'll talk about also, I am coming from my understanding, right? I'm coming from the space I have understood and the teachers I have spoken to, right? Now, if I say this is the only way to understand law of karma, it will not be right. Yes, this is not the only way to understand. But there might be many, many perspectives to understand this point. But we are today trying to understand from one perspective, and let's see how much clarity we can get. But same time, I want you to also have this understanding that you should not be believing what we are talking right now blindly, right? It's a very complex understanding, complex law. It's very complex in a way, right? So please make sure you use your discernment, you use your intelligent evaluation, to understand to the extent, and maybe then use it. For me, how I eventually adopt anything as my, as my set of uh, accepted knowledge is when I learn something, I put it to practice, I see the result, and then only I come back and say, okay, this works for me. Let me put this as one of my core understanding, right? But till the point, if I don't see the results, then I see if it is coming from somebody very authentic, a teacher who has been reputed, renowned in his teaching. Is it coming from that kind of teacher? If yes, okay, then I still can maybe consider this to understand, to learn, and then to put it to practice, right? So keep your mind open, discerning as we go ahead in this today. Okay. Now, so some of you who have not been through my, some of you are new here, so I'll just quickly take a couple of minutes to give you the brief of what I do. So I run a venture called as, a company called as Blue Dot Transform Consulting. Our purpose is to help people and organization connect to their inner genius. We believe we all have a genius within, but most people are disconnected with it, right? So I say, can I help people, help them to connect to the genius, right? How do we do this? We bring the science and the ancient wisdom together. That's what the work is, connecting science and the ancient wisdom. And from that fusion, we create a fine blend of knowledge, understanding, and some tools and techniques which can help people improve their quality of their life, be more connected to themselves, and manifest the desires, the wishes they have in their life. That's what we do. We do these in corporates, we do these as online programs, classroom workshops, and also one-to-one coaching. As part of my work, I go through a lot of stuff, learning myself. This is a continuous process of reading books, a lot of science coming in, practicing meditation myself to see the changes I want to have in my life, right? So that's the thing. I also have been into FOPS as a member of FOP Coaches Council. That's about me in the terms of work I do. I'll not take much time to brand myself here. So most of you would know me. Okay, let's go ahead. So the credit for the session, obviously, this is something we can't just go inside and download from Google. Though there is a lot of knowledge available on Google, but there is a question mark whether how much authentic it is. So for me, a lot of things which I'll share today comes from my teachers, who are these. Grandmaster Choa Soi, who is the founder of Pranic Healing, Arhatic Yoga, an amazing modality, Pranic Healing. If you have not come across ever, I'll urge you to explore about it. And also, try to maybe experience for yourself. Amazing energy, understanding, very scientific. So for me, these concepts became very clear when I came into school, right? Then there's a teacher called as Annie Besant. She was a teacher in Theosophy Society, right? Which is a very beautiful school where they decode a lot of these ancient knowledge, right? In a very, very authentic manner, right? And then Swami Shivananda, great Indian saint. And he was, very profound. He was a doctor, medical doctor, I think. And then he went on to become a yogi. And today you see Bihar School of Yoga, all of these, they come from his disciples only. So he was the one major teacher. You'll have a lot of books on Google. There's a site called as Divine Life Society, the forum he has set up, Divine Life Society, and you'll find a lot of his books available free of cost. And amazing, like he's a teacher you can simply believe blindly, to understand, to accept, and to see his teachings, very powerful, right? So these three teachers, and obviously more of them as well. I have learned from a lot of people also, but these three are the primary one. Okay, today what we'll discuss about karma. We'll discuss about what is free will, what is destiny, the impact of karma, the problems we have in our life, the lessons, how it is connected to karma. We talk about law of evolution, law of mercy and forgiveness. We talk about how do we heal negative karma. Today, a lot of notions is built around karma, and people have all kind of understanding, which is all good. At least they have some understanding. But let us try to see, if I believe if there is any universal law, which is like law of karma, it also should appeal to the common sense of a normal person, right? If you start thinking logically. So we will evaluate today that do these things appeals to us also at a common sense level, right? Not at just a mysterious level, at a common sense level as well. So we'll see that part as well. Then we learn about, a lot of people ask about, sir, how is astrology and karma connected? So we'll talk about this part as well. And then uh, generally people have issues, right? In money, in relationship, in health, in work, in business. We'll see how that is also connected to karma in a way, right? And how using this, we are just not to understand the concept, but using this, how do we bring some changes for ourselves? That's the objective, right? Okay. So now, before we start, it's a very beautiful concept. And sir, is the voice clear now, Ajay sir? Is the voice clear now? Ajay sir, can you hear me? Okay, Purnima, can you hear me? Sapna, Purnima, is the voice clear? Yeah? Okay, I think somebody is having problem with listening. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll just message him. Okay. Now, there is a beautiful concept in Philippines. They talk about this, right? It is called as 3 level of truth. And this is given by my teacher, Grandmaster Chokoksoi, right? A very amazing concept, very beautiful concept to understand. Now, you see, whenever you go to the spiritual teachings, a spiritual learning, it might be in Bible, it might be in Gita, sometimes we come across in Quran, in no different spiritual texts. Sometimes we come across things which are, it looks like, how can this be true? It looks in a very, the teachings looks into a very, very literally very simple stuff and may not relate to even common sense. Like, for example, in our Indian text, I don't know exactly which text, we have a saying that human being, right, is like a tree. The roots are upward and the branches coming down. That's how they represent the human being, right? Now, how do you understand this statement? What it means? Very difficult to understand, right? How human beings, the root is upward, the branches coming down, right? In fact, one of the channels, we have this Astha and all these channels. So I think one of the channels, somebody was talking about that in Africa, there's a tree where the roots are upward and the branches comes down, right? But what people miss is that inside these teaching are deeper teachings. And that's what most people miss to understand. When you see a picture of Lord Shiva or a Lord Ganesha, inside that picture is hidden a lot of secrets, which generally we miss to understand, right? But we see from outside, and even that is true. So there are 3 levels of truth we need to understand. Higher level as well, but let us understand 3 levels of truth minimum, right? What are 3 levels of truth for us, right? Okay, now level 1 truth. Level 1 truth is the first level, which is called as Tama, T-A-M-A. This is a Philippines concept, but very beautiful concept to understand and to explain, right? It is called as Tama, first level of truth, right? Now, imagine this truth like maybe you are in a building, in a multi-story building, and imagine you are in the ground floor. So staying in ground floor, what you see is a limited reality. Yes or no? In the front of you, inside of you, you see a limited reality from your ground floor. So imagine this to be the first level of truth, right? Okay. Now comes the second level of truth, which is called as the higher truth or Vasto, W-A-S-T-O, Vasto, right? And this truth is bigger than the first level of truth. So imagine this. Second level of truth is you come to the second floor. Now, when you observe the people around, your life around, situation around from the second floor, would you agree, everyone? A different reality will be visible to you? Yes or no? Give me a nod. Yes or no? Yeah. So from ground floor, you see a certain reality, but as you go up, you see a different reality. So reality is the same. Your perspective is changing now. You see the point here? Ground floor, the first floor and the second floor. And then if you go to the next one, it is Tumpak, which is the highest level of truth, the third level, Tumpak. So we have first level, second level, third level, 3 levels of truths to any situation. Now, I'll explain you how this works out. Think about this part. Imagine if I ask you right now, where are you? So you'll say, in my home. Most of you, in my home, right? So say, imagine this to be the level one truth, first level of truth. You are inside your house. Now, you will be in a respective city, maybe in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Pune, in Bangalore, in Canada, you'll be in a city. So I'll say, you are in the city. So tell me this, what is true, your home or your city? Both are true, right? Even the first is true, even second is true. Now, because the second is true, the first doesn't become wrong, doesn't become incorrect. So the second level of truth incorporates the first level of truth inside it. So when I say you are in Mumbai, you are in Pune, that incorporates that you are inside the house. So the first level is contained inside the second level, right? Now I say you are in this world. Now tell me, is this a higher level of truth? Yes, and that truth incorporates your city, your house. So when I say you are in the world, it's even a higher level of truth. You are on this earth, even a higher level of truth, right? So imagine anything when you learn, especially in the spiritual teachings, you have to understand which level of truth you're seeing it from. Because the level you see it from, it changes. When when Lord Krishna teaches Arjuna about law of karma, you cannot simply take that teaching literally. It is given to Arjuna, not to you and me. So you can't take the teachings of Arjuna and start killing your relatives who are doing the wrong thing, right? Can't happen that way, because that teaching is given to Arjuna in a particular situation. But we still can derive one or two level of truth which can help us to guide our life, right? So you have to keep this concept as we go ahead in your mind and also in your life. This will help you phenomenally, because most people know why there's a fight in religion. People are coming from this level. They are not seeing the higher level of truth. At higher level of truth, everything is same, everything is connected. But most people, they don't raise their awareness, they raise their understanding, they never see the higher level of truth. Okay. So Lord Krishna says, mysterious are the ways of karma. Mysterious are the ways of karma. And that's true for all of us, right? Sometimes we are simply confused. What is happening? Why it is happening? The reason and all this stuff, right? But still try to decode the mystery, because we are also child of God. And we also have inside our intelligence, right? Some a spark of God's intelligence, right? So with that, let us try to understand the concept in a more proper way. Okay, now when you talk about karma, let's understand a simple definition of it. So if you just Google it, I have Googled this part, right? It says the Sanskrit word karma, literally translated, means action. So karma equals to action, right? Karma simply means action. Now, action can be at many levels: physical action, emotional action, or mental action. When you think a thought, a mental action. When you feel an emotion, a emotional action. And when you act physically, a physical action. It says it comes from the root kri. Kri meaning to act. That's the root word. Karma refers to action or deeds in the past, present, and future. Karma includes physical as well as mental or psychological acts, which includes your thoughts and your desires. So karma simply means action at multiple levels, right? Physical, emotional, mental. Now, most people understand karma as when they do some good thing or a bad thing. And at the one level, this is true. This is good also. But if you go deeper, you understand, okay, even the thoughts I have right now. So for example, everyone, let's make it more experiential also as we talk about this part. 1 second. Let us make it more. Let me stretch the window. Yeah. Now, can you right now think of a good thought about somebody whom you don't go along good, right? Like you have a difficult relationship. Can you think about a good thought about the person? There's one good thought, like, okay, may something good happen to that person. or may his life be blessed. Can you imagine one good thought about a person? Think of it. Create a good thought. Okay, done. Now, what you did right now was you created some bit of good karma for you through the mental action. You see the point here? Right now in your good karma account, some bit of money is deposited, the spiritual currency, because you created a good thought about somebody, especially somebody whom you don't go along well. It gets more points in a way, right? So like this, even in the entire day, we don't do anything physically. We are sitting in the house, right? And we are thinking thoughts and we are generating karma. Now, depending on the nature of thoughts, it can be a good one, it can be a bad one, depending on what the quality of the thoughts are about other people, about myself, about life in general, right? So all that will get into a system. Okay, now what are different kinds of karma? So in our especially in Vedas, they say we have three kinds of karma. One is the sanchita karma. Sanchita karma. What is sanchita karma? So imagine this karma to be the entire bank account of all the life you have lived, all the karma you have generated. So these are the accumulated works and action that you have completed in the past. This comprises every action that you have ever made in your past, in your present life. So all that constitutes under your sanchita karma, right? So imagine this to be your complete, all the money you have generated in your life. Suppose, if you give an example like that, right? All the previous lifetimes you have taken up, everything, all combined together becomes your sanchita karma, right? Now, when you take a life, when you live a life, all of the karma doesn't come in one lifetime. It all doesn't just appears to you in this lifetime. If that happens, it will be impossible to live a human life. You will be in so much of trouble, right? So what we then have is something called as prarabdha karma. What is prarabdha karma? This is the karma, a portion of the past karma that is responsible for the present. So from your total bank account, some bit of things are manifested for you in this lifetime. That becomes your prarabdha karma. So example, which family you were born this life, that's your prarabdha karma. Which body you got, male, female, prarabdha karma. How healthy is the body, prarabdha karma, right? From childhood, not now. Today, people end up eating all kind of stuff and they make the body go into issues. So that's not karma. That's your free will. By eating wrong things, you are destroying your body, right? So, but the life we have got today, the kind of family we're born in, the kind of gender we have got, the level of intelligence we have, all these are prarabdha karma, which already has set actions for this lifetime. So which means in this lifetime, you have a certain part of this life already destined for you. Already destined in advance. Some of the major things, like your height is a prarabdha karma. How much tall you would be, decided, right? Your weight is not. Your weight is a free choice you have, right? You eat less, you will be healthy. If you eat more, you'll gain up weight, right? But yes, some major issues happen, some disease you get through, major challenges. Mostly these are karma, right? So prarabdha is a part of the karma which manifests in my lifetime, this lifetime. The things that you did in the past makes you what you are today. It cannot be avoided or changed, but only be exhausted by being experienced. So the word is exhausted. Karma has to exhaust itself by you going through that situation, right? By you simply living that situation you are in right now. No matter how much you hate your family, you have to live with that family. You can't change it. You got married to a person, sometimes it's prarabdha karma. Now you're married to the person, now the person is good, bad, you have to go through the person. You have to live life. You can choose to also maybe divorce, but then if you have not learned your karma, if you have not worked out your karma, go to the next partner, and the next partner would be somebody with similar tendencies, right? With the similar qualities. So you have to be very, very careful, right? Okay. Then we have something called as agami karma. What is Agami karma? This karma is we are creating right now for the future, right? So when I asked you, think of a good thought, you created a Agami karma about something in the future, which is a good, positive action. Now, Agami can be negative as well, positive as well, right? So karma is three part. Sanchita karma, Prarabdha karma, Agami karma. What is Sanchita? All karma, all lifetime combined together. Our ultimate bank account is the Sanchita karma. What is Prarabdha karma? Prarabdha karma is the karma which has manifested for me in this lifetime, right? That's Prarabdha karma. What is Agami? The karma which is going to happen in the future by what we are doing right now, in this lifetime, in this moment right now. That is creating my future in real time. That's Agami karma for you. Is that clear, everyone? Makes sense? Simple enough, right? Okay, let's move ahead now. Let's go to the next one. So, now we have, in Vedantic literature, there is a beautiful analogy, right? One second. Sanchita karma. Yeah. In Vedantic literature, there's a beautiful analogy, which is the kind of a story of a bowman, right? A bowman has already sent in. So imagine a person went to the jungle to hunt. So imagine this, a bowman has already sent an arrow. He has sent an arrow. It has left his hand. He cannot recall it. The arrow is sent. He cannot recall the arrow, right? He is about to shoot another arrow. The bundle of arrow is the in the quiver on his back is the Sanchita karma. So all the arrows in the back is Sanchita karma, right? The arrow he has shot is Prarabdha, which has gone from the bow. Can't be recalled back now. It has happened, right? So the past karma which has manifested for you in this lifetime already happened. You can't do it. You can't crib about your mom and dad. You have to accept them now because it's happened, right? And that's the lesson you have to learn. And the arrow which is about to shoot from his bow is Agami, right? The arrow he's still take out and shoot is the future karma is going to happen, right? So of these, he has perfect control. Now, mark the words. He has perfect control over the Sanchita and the Agami. The stock and what he will shoot, that he has control over. But he must surely work out his Prarabdha karma, right? Which has been shot, the thing's done, you have to face the consequence of it, right? The action of it, the result of it. The past which has begun to take effect, he has to experience. Now you may get a child of a particular nature, right? The child might be not healthy, and that's your Prarabdha karma, right? So you have to just now accept and go through it. You have when you come in here, you have a date of expiry. One day you will die, you'll leave this world, right? So kind of Prarabdha karma is set when you're going to die, right? When you're going to leave. But by the way, some teachers also say the date of death is not completely destined. There are multiple options. So if you are learning things faster, if you're doing the things you're meant to do, your dying death can be extended as well. Suppose you're out to die at age 30, but because you're doing a lot of good things in the world, helping people, evolving, the universe says, okay, spend some more time, do some more good work, because that's what the universe wants, right? So your death day can be also extended to maybe 40 years, 45 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, right? So death date is not kind of fixed. They like say, now a better way of saying this would be, there are 3-4 options in the day of death, but depends on what action you are taking in right now. What is the quality of life you're living in? If your life quality is of service to other people, you can get an extension as well, right? Like I remember one of my teacher, Master Chua, the story about him is that, he got several extensions, thrice or 4 times. So the time was there and he requested, I have to still finish the book. Can I get some more extension? He got it. Thrice he got it. When 4th time he was about to die, just give me 1 second, everyone. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, my cat was a bit unwell. Okay, so so he asked an extension for several times. When the last time he asked an extension, the response was no. He said, "Your time is up now. You have to come back." And that's when then he left finally, right? So that's what. So day of death generally they say is not fixed. It can be extended if you use your life in the right manner, right? Now, this upper one is from Swami Shivananda, the one you talked about, right? His example. Now, a great teacher I follow, Paramahansa Yogananda, uh, major influence on my life. He also says, before you act, you have freedom. But after you act, the effect of that action will follow you whether you want it or not. This is the law of karma. So you are free to make choices. You are free to take actions. Nobody will stop you. But once you have taken the action, you are not free of the consequences of the action. Once you have taken an action, mental, emotional, or physical, consequence will come to you. You will not be free to it. Like it's like giving you a simple analogy. You're free to choose what vegetable you want to cook. Choose anyone. But once cooked, you have to eat that only. You can't change it. Whether it's good or bad, you have to eat that. So better be careful while choosing the vegetable, which I want to eat, right? They say no, karma is a menu in which you get what you deserve, right? So make your choices well, what you deserve in a way, right? Okay. Should we move ahead? Okay, let's go to the next one. So now let's see, is it universal in nature? If it is, then all the major religions should be talking about it, right? So let's understand from different teachings how this has been told in almost every religion. In Galatians 6 to 7, Lord Christ says, God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. So in a way, simply, he is telling about law of karma, right? In Quran, they say, those shall receive requital and reward in just return for whatsoever though, which means whatever you have done. Those shall receive requital or reward, depends on how you have done the activity, right? Mahabharata, Lord Krishna says, just as a farmer plants a certain kind of seed, sorry, the mistake is of kind of seed, and gets a certain crop, so it is with good and the bad deeds, right? Based on the good deeds, bad deeds, that's what you get back. In Wisdom of Buddha, Dhammapada, Lord Buddha says, so long as an evil deed has not karmically matured. Now that's an important concept. Karmically matured, we'll talk about it. What does maturity means, right? The fool thinks his deeds to be sweet honey. But when his evil deed karmically matures, he falls into untold misery. So sometimes when we see politicians or some people or in business, in different part of life, and we think, yeah, these people have done something wrong, so much wrong stuff. Why they're happy still? Because the karma they have generated has not matured, right? So a karma can only, a prarabdha karma is what? Prarabdha karma is the karma which has matured, right? The food which has ripened. So when they're doing something, currently what they are having is possibly the result of past karma. In past, they have done good stuff possibly, right? But today, whatever they are doing, right, that's generating their karma. Now, is the voice an issue, everyone? Or is the voice audible clearly?
Sometimes
Clearly?
we lose
Hello?
words in between.
Huh?
Sometimes we just lose some words in between.
Huh, kya? Are you using a look? Generally, I think if you're using a headphone or maybe this one, the AirPods and all, sometimes that has an issue. So see if that is possibly happening with you, right? Okay, perfect. So what I was saying, the point. So these people sometime, when they're doing the wrong stuff, what they miss is understanding that when this karma will mature, they have to go through very, very difficult time. So think of these people, like you see Atal Bihari Vajpayee, right? Such a good politician, but look, he has been into, I think, coma or paralysis for so long. Now that's a karma for him to go through. You see? So sometimes you only see people when they're going through good time. But when the karma starts fructifying, it starts ripening, suddenly here in your life, you'll have series of stuff. So they say karma misses no one's address, no matter who you are, right? Everybody would get the due share. But the issue sometimes is what people sometimes may not understand. It's not required that all the karma manifests in only this life. So you have to understand the essence of karma is there because there are multiple lifetime, right? We have many, many lifetimes to live. We have lived many lifetimes. So the past life results come into this life kind of result, right? And then what we do here kind of creates sometime instant result or sometime the result in the future, right? So that's what takes place. So you have to understand karma doesn't happen on the spot. Sometimes it happens within a day's time. You do something and you have a repercussion by evening, by tomorrow, by day after, right? But sometimes some people then do something, nothing happens. But eventually one day the karma will knock your door. So you have to be very careful. You know, the law never is off track. It's always in action, right? Okay. So let's see if we have a science defining karma. How do we see it from scientific level? Do we have science which says what karma would be, right? So Newton's third law of motion, that's law of karma for you. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, right? And that simply is definition of karma as well. Whatever you do comes back to you, right? But the opposite reaction is more than what you have created, right? When karma comes back to you, it is generally amplified. It is generally more than what you have done. So you send one good thought. When this thought comes back to you, it will not be one, it will be multiple, 4, 5, 6 good thoughts coming back to you. But when you send a bad thought, one bad thought, what comes back to you is multiplied bad thoughts, 4, 5, 10 bad thoughts. So everything gets multiplied, good or bad, right? But yeah, Newton third law is somewhere what we understand scientifically karma is, right? Now there is another very interesting concept which has come up, the concept of morphogenetic field, right? It says that morphogenetic fields are immaterial information fields that both influences and determine the form of material things and store the collective habits of species. According to Rupert Sheldrake, the founder of it, it is due to morphogenetic field that as soon as something new is done somewhere, it becomes easier and easier for it to be repeated anywhere. Like there's an experiment done, a monkey is trained into a particular skill in US and another monkey in Japan instantly picks up that skill in like real time, right? So they say how this is happening. So the concept they're coming to is morphogenetic field. Evolution moves forward by creating new fields. One second. Evolution moves forward by creating new fields. We work to create a field of peace, trust, and cooperation that can be accessed globally. So imagine this field, what they say, this is like an energy field around everything, around people, around organisms, around animals, around plants, around objects. So it is, in a simplest understanding, it's like the memory of nature. The memory of nature. Everything is captured. Now, this is a scientific concept, by the way. So it's a very powerful concept. And Rupert Sheldrake, he's a PhD biologist from Cambridge. He worked with Clare College, then also in India for some time. The amazing chap. His TED talk was banned because he spoke about the fundamental flaws science is going through right now. So it was such a viral TED talk, they had to eventually ban it because people also oppose it. So you can go and check it right now. Just Google it, Rupert Sheldrake TED talk. Amazing talk to listen, right? The banned TED talk. You'll get, somebody has uploaded it in a way also, right? So this also comes closer to understanding of karma. That whatever you do, a memory is left in the energy, in the nature. And that memory eventually gets you the result of your actions you have done. So nothing gets unnoticed, nothing gets uncaptured, everything is captured. And today we have science coming to that understanding now. Okay. Now, when you understand law of karma, let's understand how it in a way functions, right? For any karma to happen, okay, till this point, anybody any has question, any questions till now? Let me quickly just check. Any questions till now? If you have, raised your hand. I'll unmute you. Or is it all clear till now? Two possibilities. Either you have understood everything, or I'll not talk about the second possibility. I hope it's all the first possibility, right? Okay, perfect. Now let's go a bit deeper now, right? Perfect. So, where we were over here.
Avinash,
Haji.
excuse me. Can you just explain the thing which you said that about these three karmas, where you said that there is a perfect control over the sanchita and agami karma, but
Yes.
the prarabdha karma you have to work out. Can you just explain with
So,
the
yeah.
examples? Yeah.
Okay. Now, look, so prarabdha karma is what has already manifested. वो हो चुका है, right? We can't change it, right? But all the past karma we have generated, which is going to come in our life, we still have control to work around that karma. How? We will learn in some time, right? Agami is, now, do we have a choice to start regulating our action and thinking right now? We do, right? No matter how bad a person is, look, I'll give you an example. It's a beautiful story by of Lord Buddha. No, one day, there was a dacoit, there was a criminal guy who was fed up with his life, and he said, "No, I am fed up now. I want to, either end my life or become a good person." Right? And this chap, fed up, he went to the ashram of Lord Buddha. Unfortunately, he was not there. So his disciple Ananda was there, and one more guy who was no a very developed yogi. As this criminal entered, they all recognized him. They say, "Yeah, he's this guy who has done so many crimes, so many murders, right?" So he said, "Look, I know I've done a lot of wrong things, but I want to improve myself. So I want to come into the teachings of Lord Buddha." So looking at this, the guy, the very developed yogi, he was also clairvoyant. He can see, he can see the past of everyone. So as he looked in the past of this person, the past lifetime, he saw this person has been a very bad person for almost every life. He has done all the crime, everything, right? So looking at this, he opened his eyes and said, "Look, nothing can be done to you. You have been the worst person ever, right? There's no improvement for you. Please leave this ashram, else you'll also affect other people negatively." Right? So listening to this, he was sad and he simply said, "Okay, let me then go." And then he was deciding to possibly end his life because there's no scope left. Imagine if an ashram of Lord Buddha is also saying that there's no hope for you, then you are lost. But as he was going out, at that time, the teacher was coming inside. Lord Buddha was coming inside, right? So he happened to see him. He said, "Where are you going? What happened? Why have come here?" He says, "Look, I have done a lot of wrong thing, and now I want to become a good person. So I've come here to get your teachings. But your disciple said there's no hope for me." And listening to this, he was a bit angry. He said, "Come inside with me." He went inside the ashram and he asked his disciple, "Why did you ask him to leave?" He says, "Because, no, Buddha, we saw his past lifetime. He has been all bad forever, right? And he has never been a good person." Then Lord Buddha asked him, "Did you see his future lifetime? Did you see his future?" He said, "No." He said, "Look at his future, and the future holds a lot of possibilities." And then the story goes that Lord Buddha gave him a particular some meditation to practice, and within a week's time, this person was enlightened. Within a week, this chap was enlightened. So he said, because this person has done so much of bad, there's such an intense pain inside him to become a good person. And once the pain is there, once you want to, then you don't have to be through all the past you have done through. If you change, even past karma also gets disappear sometime, right? So agami karma is the future which is open for you, what you're doing right now to create the future. Even the past can be influenced, how we will talk about it a bit later, right? So for a karma to work out, it has to have it has to have a cause. Without a cause, karma cannot be generated. whatever you see right now, say a difficulty somebody is in right now, right? A difficulty in a family, a difficulty in a city, in a country, right? All has a cause behind it. We may see, may not see, right? So without a cause, karma cannot happen. It is the first understanding of karma, that cause has to be here. So what kind of causes can be? An action. You physically do an action, that can be a cause. You create a thought, that can be a cause. You create a desire or emotion, that can be a thought. So all these are cause which you create, to create the karma for you, right? But without a cause, it is impossible to generate any karma for yourself. Is that making sense, everyone, right? So once the cause sets in action, then you have something called as the effect. Effect can only come in if there is a cause. So if you have not sown seed this year, would you harvest anything next year? No. Similarly, if you have not done anything bad in the past, no bad can come to you. But if a bad is coming to you, a difficult time situation, because something I've done which is also possibly in a wrong side, right? Something I've done which is possibly negative, right? So the effect comes because there's a cause, whether we understand or not understand the cause. Effect can be a circumstances. So like a family you have gotten, right? Like a, lockdown, corona, suppose, right? And the corona is also kind of a world karma. It's like all of us facing this together. We have the world karma together, right? So effect of karma happens in terms of circumstances. It can be a person is born handicapped. So that's a circumstance the person has now, right? A person goes through bankruptcy, company collapses. That's a circumstance, right? So circumstance are the effect of the cause you have created, right? Now, what can be other circumstances like your birth, which family you're born in, which city you're born in, which time you're born in? Would you agree, everyone, that in the times today, the people who are taking birth, they have much better life than 50 years back, 100 years back? Would you agree, everyone? They have much better life to live, so much comfort now. Before, people had no medicine available, they had no places to travel, no car, no flight, no AC, no education. But today life is so simple. So taking birth in this time is a very good karma, right? Now, disease is also circumstances. If you end up having a severe disease, right, it can also be because of a karma you have, right? Then luck, things like luck. Sometimes people say you are lucky. You're always, somebody's very lucky. He always get through faster. Right time, right situation he is in. Now that's also a result of the good karma you have, right? And then the life challenges, relationship challenges, work challenges, money challenges. So right now, think about it. What is the challenge you are facing? What is the challenge you're going through possibly, which doesn't seems to end, right? And that can be a past karma you have generated. But the beauty is that karma is not here to destroy you. The karma is here to mold you, to improve you into a better version, a better person. So karma, in a way, is like a mother, right? Which the role of that is to help you evolve, become a better person eventually. And that should be the right view about karma, right? Now, so we have a cause, we have an effect, right? Now, if you see here, when you set a cause, the effect starts coming in. But as we spoke about this, the effect doesn't happen instantly. Sometimes the effect happens with time. So I'll give you both examples, right? So one time there's a friend of mine in Pune, and one day we were talking about this, about karma, at a tea stall. I was talking about this, how the concept works out and all. And he told me a story. He said, "Sir, you'll not believe, as you're talking right now, I understand something. I reflect back and I understand something." He says, one day, one of our junior from the college, this person faked that his father is not well and he raised money, right? A lot of us, even all of us, contributed money, also raised eventually discovered he was lying. It was not the truth. So this person, my friend also had donated some money. So he also came to know about this part, that this person has cheated everybody, right? So in anger, in a fist of anger, he called up this guy and said, "Where are you? No, I want to give some more money for this cause, right? Can you meet me right now?" So eventually he came to meet. And as he met him, he gave him a slap, right? One or two slap back to back in anger. I know he brought this guy to a place where we were sitting in, all of this. So things got over. I said, look, all this is good, but why did you hit him? Now, whatever he has done wrong is wrong, no doubt about it. But it doesn't give you the right to physically hit the person. So it got over, right? Then, and he told me the story then that, sir, that happened. And post that, he said, after a few days, I was going back to my home at night from my friend's place and I had a beer, no, a glass of beer, which is permissible, nothing illegal about it. And he says, as I was going back to my house, I happened to come across a traffic signal and the police were checking, right? So the police stopped me and he smelled and it was nighttime. So he smelled, okay, this guy is drunk, right? But he said, sir, I have taken drink, but only one glass is permissible, right? But I think unfortunately the police officer was also drunk, right? So he started like simply holding his collar, my friend's collar and all. And in a rage, he simply moved his hand like this, right? Don't hold my collar. And when he did that, the constable ended up falling down on the ground. He was drunk any which ways, not able to control the balance. He fell down. Now, once this happened, other police people came in and then took hold of this guy, my friend, took him to the police station. And then I think next 2 hours, he got around 5 to 8 slaps. Whoever came in, a new police guy, a constable, will give one slap to him, right? And then eventually he called up a friend. He had some connection. He got freed from that place at night, 12 o'clock. But he said, I realize this now. I hit this guy 2 slaps. And in few days time, for no fault of mine, I end up getting 6, 7 slaps back to me. Now that's karma in real time. Within a week's time, the karma is manifested for you, right? So sometimes the karma can come very fast. You do a good, and next day the good comes back to you in somehow, some cases, right? Maybe you got a lottery, you got a money, you got a gift, something happens like very fast. But sometime you do good stuff and the karma would possibly take years to come to you, or it will take maybe next lifetime to also come to you, right? Now, so imagine we have a spiritual bank account, all the karmas are stored, the good and the bad. So if you are going through in life a difficult time, suppose you're going through a difficult phase, right? You can put up a request to God, to the universe, that God, can you use some of my good karma to reduce this difficult time for me? So a prayer can be made like that, which can help you manifest some good karma faster for your improvement right now. Now, you see, life is designed in a way that 90% of life for everybody is good. Only 10-15% is difficult for everyone, right? But if you see life in total, life is primarily a good life. We have difficulties, but it's periodic. It's not every day. Like you go through an accident once in few years. You may keep on crying about the accident for 5 years. It's your choice. But bad thing doesn't happen every day. So, there's a story about this guy who was a Lord Shiva Bhakt. And this chap was doing the upasana of Lord Shiva, the fasting, the tapasya. Apparently, Lord Shiva became happy. He came down and said, you have done a lot of sadhana. Tell me what you want. I'll grant your wish, right? And he says, Lord Shiva, I want to be happy for my entire life. I want to be the most happiest guy for my entire life, right? And I should have no problems at all in this lifetime. So Lord Shiva says, look, that is not possible. The nature of law is that problems are a part of life. Nobody can escape it. He said, no, do something that, I don't want to have any problems in my entire lifetime. My kids and wife. So he says, not possible. Can't be done. So he says, then this guy, so do one thing, Lord Shiva. Can you give me all my life karma in next 1 hour only? I'll finish all of it and then entire life I can be happy. So he says that can be done, but are you are you okay with that? All your life karma in 1 hour, will you be able to handle? He says, yeah, please do it, no worries, I'll be able to handle, right? And then entire life I'll be happy and joyful, you know. So he says, okay, if that's what your wish is, I'll grant your wish. And he says, tathastu, wish granted. Now guess what? Lord Shiva went off, and then next second his wife was making some food in the house. The house caught fire, right? The house caught fire, and there's a hot water on the fire, no, the gas stove, right? And in the rush, the wife started moving. The entire water fell on her, right? And the children were sleeping. When they're trying to run away, they got into the fire. One guy ran faster and came outside. He fell in the, in the well. On the spot, died. One child was completely half burned. Wife also got burned, and this chap also got some bit of burn and all, right? For within 1 hour, and all of this got done in an hour, in a way, right? Now he, after all of this happened, his entire life destroyed, right? All the saving he had, all the money he had in the house, they all just disappeared. So he called up Lord Shiva. That, Lord Shiva, what you have done? I did not ask for all this thing. He said, that's what you asked. You asked your entire life karma to happen in 1 hour's time. Because all of these events were scheduled for next 50 years. Your wife will get a bit of burn 20 years after. Your child will fall down, break his leg 60 years after. So it was periodically arranged. But as you wanted all of this in one go, here it is. So you see, life in its intelligence design our life in a very good way. So before we complain, understand, life has given you the best possible permutation and combination for you to live right now, right? So maturity. So it takes times before the cause starts manifesting as reality, right? Now, so as we talked about in the questions, Meenal asked that what is the Sanchita karma, the past karma we have, what control we have over there, right? So before the Sanchita karma gets created, before the Sanchita karma, the cause we have created, it starts manifesting, right? We can create a different cause in between. Now that is the key. We can create a different cause in between to reduce the effect of the past karma we have created. So for example, suppose you have done a lot of bad things. Example, may not be the case, right? Now, all of those bad things going to come in for you. Now, once you realize this concept, you realize, oh my God, what wrong I have done, right? Then you start doing a lot of good things. So as the past karma is going to come in, because you have increased your good account as well, by a lot of service, lot of help, right? You set a lot of different cause in action. You create a lot of different cause in action. And those new cause helps you to offset some bit of Sanchita karma you have in the past. And with some example, I'll explain you sometime, right? How this works out. So it is possible that you can create new causes which can help you offset a lot of karma for you. So we'll talk about this part. This is possible as well. Okay. Now, what are some fundamental points we're talking about? Number one, law of karma is a universal law. It cannot be changed. It is eternal, a law which can never be broken. Irrespective of race, caste, religion, time, space, it is in operation for every human being, every animal, every bird, every plant as well, right? It works for everything, right? And this is the law which governs the earth system. If you go to other planetary systems, like, there's a life, other places as well, there the law of karma may not work out. But this is true for our earth planetary chain, the evolution we are going through right now. It affects you whether you know it or not. Irrespective of your understanding, the law is in action. So take this example. People say, I don't believe in this karma, it doesn't work for me. But imagine this. You go to Russia, you go to Spain, you go to France. Suppose Rachna goes to France and Rachna is driving a BMW car in France on the highway, right? And because Rachna is not aware of the rules, Rachna end up breaking the laws. Tell me this, will she get the ticket at her house by evening, by tomorrow, by next day? Okay, this is the laws you have broken up. Please pay the fine. Now, can she say this? I was not aware of the laws. Please excuse the fine for me. No. It was your duty to get yourself equipped with the laws. If you don't, loss is yours. That's how karma works out. Even if you don't know it, it is an operation. So that's why we have to understand these things faster so that we reduce the amount of negative things we are carrying out possibly unknowingly and increase the good things. Now, law of karma is also a way through which universe brings everything in balance. The universe brings everything in balance. It's a way of bringing things in balance as well, right? It's not to crush you, but to make us evolve. So karma is a teacher. Without karma, will not grow. If your child is not studying in the class, not studying at all, he has to go through fail. He has to be failure. He has to fail in the examination. If he'll not fail, he will not go back and start studying more, right? So when the child fails, it's a good thing for the child. A setback is a good thing because it gives you now a sincerity required to do the right thing. Similarly, when you are too much careless in life, life will bring something to you. Zup, there is a blow. Now you are stopped, you are made to reflect, be aware, and start learning from it. Now, this is a very important understanding. Karma never binds your free will. It is always a situation presented. Karma is always a situation. It cannot influence your thinking or action or feeling. Now, a person is having a difficult business, but does his free will is influenced by karma? No, karma is only a situation presented, right? A child is born handicapped, so handicap is a situation. But a child has a free will to be sad about it or use this handicap to grow in life. That's why in the world we have some handicapped people who grow at such a high level in life, doing great things, but some they don't do. So understand this now. When you say, yeah, my karma is not good, karma is only a life situation. It cannot ever, ever, ever influence your free will, the will of your soul. It cannot. It can bring a lot of traffic jam. It can bring a lot of difficult relationship, but your choices to think, to feel, to act is always within your control. That power nobody can take away from you, not even law of karma. Making sense? So in the most difficult situation, you can still choose to do the right thing. That's your choice. That's your power. So karma is always a situation. It's always an event. It's always a circumstance. It is never binding on your will that I can't do anything else. I have no choice left. No, you have many choices left, right? So that's how karma in a way works out. So life gives you the power to choose with you always. Nobody can take it away from you, right? Also, using law of karma, we can create the conditions in our life, the conditions we desire. See, to become healthy, to become rich, to become happy, right? Suppose I want to be very intelligent, right? Now I can do certain things by using law of karma, which can help me to be more intelligent. I want to be rich. So using law of karma, I can do certain things which can help me become rich, right? So that's the beauty of it. If you know the law, you can use it in the right way to help you also change, govern your life, right? In a way. Okay. Now, before I go into this, let me now give you some bit of more understanding. Then we go into this part. So let me just stop the screen and let me just make you understand this in a more easier way, right? But I'm sure any questions still now, anyone? Any questions, any doubts before you go to I'll draw some things and make you explain. Any doubts, any questions still now? Sapna, you have something? I
Yeah,
can't.
can you ask me?
Yes,
I
Sapna.
have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so in the story that you mentioned about the guy getting his instant karma within 1 hour,
Right.
where wife got burnt and the kids got burnt. My
Ah,
question is, the wife and the kids would be having their own karma, right? So the man's karmic deeds or whatever, his karmic this thing is being coming onto the wife and the kids. So how does that work?
Okay, now that's a story to just communicate a point. Now that the life is in a way that the things are spread out, right? So may not be literally fitting in the entire situation. But yes, look, when you're born, so I'll give you another example, right? Okay, a good example to give you. So there was one a couple, and this is a real story. There's a great, great guy, or what we call as clairvoyant. Like the clairvoyant is somebody whose third eye is open, right? They can see the past and the future. So there's a name of a person called as Edgar Cayce, EDGR, Edgar Cayce in US. I think around 1850s, 1890s. Very developed guy, a very good teacher. He taught a lot of good things, right? So one day a couple went to him. This couple had a child disabled, physical and mental disabled. So this couple was very upset, and they went to this Edgar Cayce and said, "Can you check why is so much of pain with my child? Why it has happened?" So as Edgar Cayce looked in the past lifetime, he saw this boy, the handicapped boy, was a jailer of a jail in last lifetime, right? Now, a jailer task is simple. You have to keep the prisoner inside, maintain the law and order, right? But a police officer, a jailer cannot have the power to hit you. They cannot beat you. That's illegal in a way, right? So the jailer, he saw the jailer used to drink every day and will beat all the inmates, jail prisoners every single day. Left, right, center, to the extent of breaking their hands and leg as well. So would you agree? The jailer was misusing his powers, right? Now the law of karma says, whatever you misuse will be taken away from you. If you misuse your time, time will be taken away. If you misuse your money, money is taken away. If you misuse your abilities, intelligence, it is taken away. Whatever you misuse gets away from you in a way, right? So this lifetime, because a child uses physical and mental abilities and powers to hit people, this lifetime, what happened? The child was born disabled. Mental faculty and physical ability was taken away. Now, why? For him to experientially learn how difficult it is to live without a mind and a body and a healthy body, because he has done the same thing with other prisoners by breaking their hands and legs, right? So they said, okay, we understand he has done something like this, and this is what has happened to this guy. But why in our family? Why me and my wife has to go through this? Then he says, so when in the jail he was beating, you guys were also the prisoner there, right? And when he was beating you guys developed a lot of hatred against him, a lot of anger and hatred against him. Now, hatred binds the soul together. Hatred chains the soul together, right? You form a very strong bond. So he says, because you hated him so much, this lifetime you have been brought together to develop love for each other. So the soul born as a disabled child in his family, right? And that's how it works out. So right now, if I ask you, tell me the people you're hating right now in this lifetime. Give me a list. And guess what? Next lifetime, your husband, your mother, your sister, brother, possibly can come from those lists. This why a lot of time we have relationships, and some relationships are like very, very bad. It's like, यार इस दोनों में क्या है? मतलब जाली दुश्मनी इन लोगों में, right? Sometimes a brother sister they fight so much. We wonder why. Past karma. I'll give you another story. So a friend of mine, she had this arthritis, for a long, long time. So, and she was quite much into spirituality. So she was happy. She happened to speak to somebody, and maybe she got a vision for herself in the past lifetime. She saw that she was a Roman warrior long time back in a lifetime, right? Roman warrior. And she used to kill people because as a warrior, you have to go and attack. And she used to kill people, a lot of people, even when it's not required. Sometimes people start getting pleasure in hitting and killing, right? So look, if you are a police officer or if you are a army person and you're working for a country, right? And suppose there's an attack happening, your duty is to shoot and kill. Like Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Your dharma is to kill those people. And for that, no karma is formed for you, because you're displaying your duty, right? But the moment your personal desire, your pleasure comes in picture, karma starts forming. So this lady possibly used to get pleasure in killing people as well, right? And and this lifetime she was born arthritis. Not born, but got arthritis later part of the life, right? Now she has two sons, right? And she saw in the childhood both the sons were like, used to hate each other, hate so much that can't even imagine, right? So she requested that why they hate so much each other, right? So she realized that in the previous lifetime, one child, her younger child, was her son in that lifetime as well, right? And the elder child in the previous lifetime, the elder child was the one who killed the mother as a different warrior. He killed this lady in that lifetime, right? And this lifetime, even he has born in her family as her son to develop love. Now, because the younger child, the subconscious memory was there that he has murdered my mother. We have these subconscious impressions, right? So we don't know the logic, but we hate someone like just, I don't know, I hate so much, right? The hate was coming from that part. But because they're in a much into spirituality, they realized this part, they did the forgiveness, and now they're happy family. Like mother is happy, and mother this lifetime has taken a cause to teach poor kids. So she runs a foundation in Pune, and she just helps kids with education and all that stuff, right? So look, this is how it works out. So if you're hating somebody, they'll be brought closer. When they're brought closer, please learn to love, learn to accept, learn to forgive, to resolve the karma right now. If you don't, next lifetime. So take a list of people in this lifetime whom you hate. Next lifetime, you're inviting some of them. So it's a choice. You say, "Bhaiya, aaj hi isi jaram bahut ho gaya hai. Main chapter close kar raha hu. I don't want you next lifetime. Let me close the chapter here," right? You see? And that's important. If you don't do that, we end up then having those people coming in, and they will make you learn lessons. Lessons of what? Love. Lessons of accepting, forgiveness. Because eventually we all have to go back to the one source, which is the one, the one universal being, the Param Brahma. So you're a part of it, right? Okay, now let me give you an explanation, a bit more explanation to make you understand this a more clear way, right? Okay, can you see the screen, everyone? Is that screen clear in front of you? Okay, now let's understand this point. So imagine this now. Imagine a person, right? A person is born in this lifetime, okay? And the person is a happy-go-lucky person. He's a quite smart person. So this chap, using his intelligence, sometimes fools people, take their money, or sometimes be very rude to poor people, or sometimes don't treat people well, right? So he does a lot of things, and mostly a lot of negative karma he generates for himself, right? But he also sometimes help people, donate money as well. So he also generate some positive karma. So see, we create a mix of both. We also create positive, also create negative. Both happens in a way, right? Now, so this lifetime for him is done. He went through the life, and one lifetime is done, right? Now, once this lifetime is over, he comes to the next lifetime. But before he comes to the next lifetime, there is a gap. There is a transition period, which is where we spend time in the spiritual realm, right? What we call as the astral and the mental world, right? Now, in this realm, in the astral or the spiritual realm, right, we meet our guides, our soul, our higher self, right? Our spiritual teachers, right? And over here, they say, you come across all your life doings. Everything is replayed back to you second by second. So you become your own judge here. What good I have done, what bad I have done. What good, what bad. So you take an account everything you have done, every single situation. And because you are out of that mind, you are coming from a soul consciousness, you can see things clearly. So this chap, suppose, let's call him, say, what? Sunil, right? I hope there's nobody Sunil here. If you are, please don't feel bad. So imagine this to be Sunil, right? Now Sunil sees this part. Now Sunil says, okay, I have done a lot of bad things. I have taken people's money, not given them back. I have cheated people. I have launched I've made constructions, and these are not good quality. So he sees I have done a lot of financial bad things, which means I have to learn financial lessons. But I also have helped poor people. I have donated money also. So some good things also been done, right? Now this guy over here decides his own life doings and how his life would be. Now, this chap with his guide soul now decides to take a new lifetime. Now, when he decides to take a new lifetime, right? Now, depending on his past action, sanchita karma, a part of that karma manifests in this lifetime, which we call as prarabdha karma, right? Which is now, because he has done a lot of financial issues, he had taken people's money, not given them back. All of this will come into this lifetime now. So he is born in a family, financially poor family, because he has done some wrong things financially in his last lifetime, right? Now, he is born in a family where there's a lack of finances. Money is always in scarcity. He has no good opportunities, right? But because he has some good karma, he gets a family which can feed him well at least. He gets an opportunity to go through education, to learn, because he also has some good karma over here, right? Now, when he's born at a particular time, on this day, on that time. Based on this, his charts are decided. What do you say, no? The birth chart. So when he's born, because he has finances lessons to learn, he has to learn that it's not correct to take people money and cheat them, fraud them, or deliver products which are not good, make buildings which are not good. He has to learn these lessons, right? So when his chart is made, when he's going to take birth, the planetary position would be in such a manner when he has to go through those life situation. So Rahu jagah pe hai, Ketu wahan pe hai, and the Pandit would say, look, this guy is good, but he will have financial difficulties by looking at the chart. Why? Because the planetary position is such. So the guy has decided when to take birth exactly, what time exactly, which part of the world, where he can learn his lessons properly. So basis on that, he takes a birth, and in that lifetime, he goes through major financial challenges. And those challenges are why? Because in past lifetime, he has done financial mistakes with other people. So this lifetime, he'll go through the same thing to learn experientially the mistakes he has done, to learn the lesson. So in astrology, if somebody can see the chart well, they'll say, yeah, you have these things to go through. Maybe a relationship issue, maybe a financial issue, maybe a health issue. Why? Because in your previous lifetime, you had done something which was not good, and this lifetime, you have to go through it. So I'll give you another example. So one of the stories I heard, and this lady, used to have asthma from childhood, very bad asthma. So what is asthma? Difficult to breathe, right? Difficult to be alive. You're fighting for your breath. And while she was practicing meditation, and she realized she had a vision that in her previous lifetime, she used to work for a king, and as the king attacked, as the other kingdom attacked this king, she used to be behind the gates with the what do you call as bhala kehte hain usko, the iron rod, and as the soldiers will start coming inside, she'll keep poking them in the heart, all of them, back to back. So she killed many of those people like that, right? And she started enjoying that activity, killing people, no? So till the point she was killing for her kingdom, it was completely all right, no karma at all. But moment her personal desire came in picture, her pleasure came in picture, now you are attaching karma. Now your karma is starting generating. So this lifetime, she was born with asthma, major asthma. For her to learn the lesson, how difficult it is to live that. So, but yeah, a lot of good things should have done also. That's why it was not as extreme as life threatening one possibly, right? So this is how, a karma would come in. So all the actions you do, you will be the judge. Nobody else will judge you. You will be the decider. And then you choose your next lifetime. Now, suppose you hate Pakistan this lifetime. So guess what? Where is your next birth? Rawalpindi, Lahore. So wherever you hate, you simply get pulled towards it. You hate a person, you hate a society, you hate a race, you hate a religion. Guess what? Next lifetime, you come into that religion, that race, for you to experience love and to drop hate. So hate binds the soul together. Please reflect back and see you stop hating, because when you come to that life, it will not be a good experience. You will go through difficult time to learn, right? That's why the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law, you see, a lot of time they have such a bad relationship because this is a past karma working out. If you don't learn next lifetime, so I have a relative, and this is a real story. And these people are in their 80s now, 75, 80 years old. And guess what? Age 75, 80, we expect people to be like calm, enjoy life. They fight like cats and dogs. So I asked one of my friend, and then my wife also, I said, can you check what is their past lifetime? Why they're so fighting so much? And she said, in last lifetime, they were brother and sister, right? And they used to hate each other so much. This lifetime, they have become wife, husband. And still the hate is next level. 75 age, they keep on fighting every single day. Now, if they don't forgive and learn to love, next lifetime, same thing will repeat. Till the point you learn your lessons of acceptance, of forgiveness, of love. Till the point you don't learn, it keeps on going like that. Now, the point here is, now see here. The important point here is that, for example, somebody hurts you right now. So take example, X person comes and hurts you, right? Now, the hurt can be financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. So suppose you get hurt, and let's quantify it for the sake of understanding. Suppose you get 50% hurt. Example, you got 50% hurt. Or maybe you lost your money. You lost 1 lakh rupees because of this person. Now you became angry. You want to say, I want to go back and hit that person as well. So when you go back and hit that person, possibly you hit him and he lost 2 lakh rupees. Right? Now, till the point he hit you, it was 1 lakh rupees loss for you. If you would have hit him and made only 1 lakh rupees loss, it was good, equal. And the karma was dissolved. But when you hit back, you end up possibly hitting more, 2 lakh rupees. So again, the karma got generated. Then again, this guy will get the chance. When he comes back, he may hurt you. It may again go higher or lower. So the balance doesn't happen. It keeps on moving for a long, long time. Now, you see, today in the world, a very bad thing happens is the, murder and rape, right? And we don't appreciate it. But ask yourself, why some of those people going through that situation? What is that? So when we look at this, suppose, let's take this lifetime. When you see a person, somebody got raped, somebody got murdered. So obviously we don't agree, it's a very heinous thing. So we say life has to be justice. Life should do justice to this, right? So what life will do is, may not be this lifetime, but next lifetime, both this person, the girl who got raped and the person who raped, or the guy who got murdered, the person who murdered, in the next lifetime, they are again brought together. Same situation automatically gets created, right? Now the girl who got raped this lifetime possibly gets a male body next lifetime. He becomes a man, she becomes a man. And the man who raped possibly becomes a woman. And they come together, and this lady who was raped in this lifetime, in next lifetime, he gets the same opportunity to do the same thing with a person. And he may end up doing the same thing, but it doesn't get close there, because you can't measure the amount of pain which you cause to her, to family. So the cycle keeps on moving for a long time. Now, then what is the solution? The solution is to break the cycle. How? Forgiveness. When Nelson Mandela, after 28 years in jail, he was being crowned as a president, and he sent an invite to his jailers, and some of them were very bad to him. They tortured him very bad. So his colleague asked that, why are you inviting him? They tortured you so much. And he said, if I don't invite them, I'll be still in a prison in my mind. If he would not have forgiven them, guess what? Next lifetime, Nelson Mandela would have been end up torturing them in certain way, in some ways possible. So as he forgave, karma got finished, got closed. When Lord Buddha was in his life, right, there's a story. One day, one chap in a village came from nowhere and ended up abusing him. You are a fraud person, you are cheating people. So listening to this, Ananda, his cousin, brother, disciple, got angered. So Lord Buddha says, Ananda, no, you can't be angry, just be quiet, let me handle. And Lord Buddha says to the person, what next? And the person said, I'm abusing you and you're saying what next? He was perplexed and he simply left the place, right? Next day he came in and said, I'm so sorry, I did something to you like this. I'm so sorry, please forgive me, right? So Ananda was confused. He said, one day he came to you, he abused you, you did not react. And second, he comes and seeks forgiveness from you. He says, look, in this lifetime, I had one pending lesson. I had abused this guy in a previous lifetime and I was waiting for this karma to get over. So when he came to me, if I would have reacted negatively or positively, both would have end up forming some bit of more karma. So I had to be completely neutral, no positive, no negative. Just equanimous, right? Equanimous in the spot. So the karma happens and it gets dissolved. See the point? Right? So the key here is, that's why they say, hatred will not take you anywhere. Somebody hurts you, you hurt them back. Somebody hurts you, you hurt them. And the cycle goes on for lifetimes, between nations, between families. And when you see these brutal incidents of a mother throwing the child in a garbage, how come a mother can do like this? Past karma. Because there's so much of hatred, right? So the answer is forgiveness. The answer is love. Otherwise, you will learn the lesson, but maybe 50 years after, maybe 50 lifetimes after. It's going through so much of pain. But why? Why can't we learn the lesson now itself? Right? So every difficult opportunity, every difficult person is a teacher helping you learn and evolve to a certain extent. If you see from that eyes, a bad boss helps you develop patience and helps you to develop tolerance, and possibly a karma gets neutralized. But if you hate the boss, if you start gossiping about the boss, you are further adding up more karma. If you're a bad partner, a difficult relationship, guess what? There's karma being worked out. That's completely all right. You say, oh, I did not like the relationship, but nothing against the person. He did the best he could have done. She did the best she could have done, right? And simply forgive, bless, and close, right? And when you do that, you see, you then create a space for a new partner, a new relationship, a new situation to come in. But because we end up in that, what do we say, in that zone of hook to negativity, we don't. We keep on getting the same situation repeated again to ourselves, right? Okay, let's quickly go ahead. Let's see what else to be covered. So we were over here, astrology and karma, yeah. Some more slides and we are almost coming to the end of the session, but let's cover some more key points. So next one. So how to heal or overcome a negative karma? So the first step to understand is a karma is a teacher. If you don't learn your lesson, a karma would not disappear. They say, no, nothing goes away until it teaches you what you need to learn. Now, if all is happy and hunky and dory, you will never learn. So life has to create some problems so it can pull your attention towards it. And that's why a difficult time comes in. But every difficult situation, the first thing it has to offer is a lesson to be learned. What is the lesson it is bringing in front of you? A difficult life, difficult business, a difficult time, right? There's a lesson being offered. I'll give you a good example, a very good example to convey the point. I had a coaching client and she was in Mumbai before, and she was, the husband was the only son to mom and dad, and they should stay close. Now, the mother-in-law was such that she will not allow the daughter-in-law to do anything. He said, you just do the household work, You can't work, you can't do anything, right? And even the husband was to support the mother-in-law, like her own mother. Yeah, she's saying, right, why you don't want to work? I'm earning anyways. But she was creative. She wants to do something, right? But all blocked. So I said, look, you can hate her, you can be, you can abuse her, you can think all negative things about her, but that's not going to heal. I said, you have a karma to work out. So I said, why don't you learn the lesson? So he said, what lesson? I said, ask the universe, what is the lesson? So obviously, in these relationships, the lesson is of forgiveness, acceptance. Can you accept the person as the person is? Can you love the person? Right? If person is doing wrong, can you still be good, do good to the person? So she started blessing and forgiving her mother-in-law every day. I think for a month, possibly regularly, till the point we're doing the work, right? And when she did that, you know, so she said, I cannot stay with a family and do my something on my own, not possible. So I say, why don't you coin the idea of taking a separate flat? Ask your husband. Say, no, he will never agree. I say, you do the forgiveness and blessing and see what happens. So after a month's time, she spoke, nothing happened. He said, no, can't be possible. You can't leave with mom and dad this way, right? And I said, some bit of more forgiveness and blessing required. So no, she now ended up doing genuinely from her heart. Okay, I know the person is old. I really want to forgive her and bless her. After some time, she spoke to the husband, and the husband agreed. They took a flat next to her mom and dad flat, so they stay close, not far away, but a different flat. And now she shifted to a different flat. Suddenly, she started her own learnings, her own development. And fast forward, now I think 2 years, she runs her own storytelling school. She's a coach now, and she trains teachers and kids, earns money now. So see, everything in a beautiful way changed only when she learned and finished her karma. And now, best part, her mother-in-law is also so positive to her now. They have such a good relationship. So when she goes to her, mother-in-law cooks food and give it to her. Now that's a big thing to happen, right? You see, but how this happened? Because she had to first learn the lesson. When she did that, husband mindset changed, and the situation also took a shift. Another example, one of the teachers from Mumbai, I know, very good teacher, he used to go for a job, and every day in Mumbai, he will travel 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, every single day. And he said, oh my God, 4 hours in traffic? My life is crazy. What I have done to get this kind of job? And he's trying to get a job nearby his house, not possible, right? So then he sat, okay, what the life is trying to teach me, what I have to learn. And when he was reflecting, he realized, okay, I have been wasting time of people. So whenever he gives an appointment to somebody, he has to meet someone for a movie, he would always be late. Time is 8 o'clock, he'll come to 8:30. 9, he'll come to 9:30. So he will always waste the time of other people. Now, when you waste somebody else's time, what is karma comes to you? Your time is wasted. So now he into a job where every day's time is wasted in traffic jam. And he's trying to come out of it. Not possible. No new job is coming. So situation will not favor you also, no matter how hard you try. So then he learned, oh my God, I have wasting the time of people. So he said, Lord God, universe, I seek your forgiveness, and I assure you, today onwards, I'm going to be on time and not wasting time of other people. He did the prayer, he did the forgiveness, and then he changed his behavior. Because once you learn, you have to also change your behavior. So he started being on time, honoring people's commitment and time. And guess what? In a matter of, I think, a month's time, he got a new job, walking distance from his house. Better the salary and better the profile. Now, for people say, oh, it's maybe a coincidence, a luck. No. If you can see, it has to be something deeper. Right? So that's how karma is. You have to learn your lesson. So ask yourself, a bad boss, what he's trying to teach you. A bad relationship, what he's trying to teach you. Right? Sometimes you are thrown alone in the world. You're alone. Maybe you are being meant to become stronger. How to live life on your own. You have to develop courage, possibly. So life would give many kinds of situation. But the first idea is learn what you have to learn. Ask yourself, what is the lesson life is offering to me right now? Through a disease, through an issue, through a challenge. Because when you learn the lesson, that rule of the karma is over. It says, okay, game is done. I was here to teach you the lesson, right? Now, so first step to overcome any negative karma, which you have possibly right now in your life, which is a difficult situation, difficult time, money is not coming to you, work is not shaping up, you have an issue, learn the lesson first. That's very, very important. Now, if you wonder why some kids are born like a handicap, mentally retarded, no? And I wonder how come, what they have done to can this kind of karma. You see, now imagine the terrorist who attacks people and kills many, many people, right, using their intelligence. What happens? Maybe next lifetime, their intelligence is taken away. Their ability to think is taken away. A lot of people who will have Parkinson as issue, if you notice them, a lot of these people, they always dominate other people. A friend of my friend whose father is a Parkinson, and we was talking and we checked what is the reason for Parkinson. And it was when you dominate other people using your physical powers. So guess what? The physical ability goes away. You have no control left on your own body itself. Right? So life will teach you experientially like that. So it's very important, right? That you have to question what I have to learn from the situation. And this guy, this friend of mine, his dad was like that. He used to dominate his mother, her mother, like big time, suppress, suffocate. So results were like that, right? First step is lessons to be learned. What is the next step? Is law of mercy and forgiveness. So the law says, if you can show mercy on other people, mercy is shown to you. The golden rule. Now, how you show mercy? Can you forgive other people who have hurt you? So if you forgive somebody who has hurt you, life says, because you have done that, even you will be forgiven for the mistakes you have done. Right? Now, how is mercy? Can you show mercy on the animal kingdom? If you stop eating non-veg, you are showing mercy on the chicken, on the fish. So that generates a lot of good karma for you to be given mercy to you as well. Now, in fact, when people go through major disease, when people go for healing, a healer would say, are you willing to stop eating non-veg? If not, they will not take the case of healing. Because they're creating so much of parallel. Imagine when you're eating a chicken, will the chicken say, yes, today is my day to get killed, I'm so happy about it? No, the chicken will go through pain, nervousness, fear, anger. The animal goes through physical pain. It is not a merciful act. Because the chicken is more evolved than a plant kingdom. It has a consciousness which is more evolved. So if you start showing mercy to them, stop eating non-veg, right? You generate a lot of good karma for the mercy to be shown on to you. And look, it's important to do it right now. Why? Because you see, a lot of time, today we are stronger, we are young, we can handle situations, right? But as you head towards the end part of the life, right? 50s and 60s and 70s, or a lot of karma starts coming then. You see? So if you're active right now, you can now itself start using your intelligence and start generating the right karmas, the good things for you, so that when difficult time comes, you are taken care of. Making sense? Is that clear, everyone? Right? So mercy is very important. Mercy on people, mercy on animal kingdom also, right? Very important. No? And forgiveness, right? Now, what is the third step of overcoming negative karma? Generate a lot of good karma. Set new cause in action. Now, this cannot hold true. You say, let me hit this guy and then do some good work. That will not be applicable. Because you can't oversmart the universe, right? But yes, because you may, okay, I have realized I have done a lot of bad things in the past. I was maybe an ignorant guy. So now I'll start doing a lot of charity work, helping poor people, feeding people. I'll generate massive good karma. So that when the Sanchita karma is becoming my Prarabdha karma, when it's coming to me, because I have so much of good karma, it gets offset. So for example, suppose, your bad karma was you took people's money, right? So it came to you, you are going through a bankruptcy now. Karma is manifesting, but because you had a lot of good karma as well, what happens? You go through bankruptcy, but somebody else comes to you, a friend, and helps you financially to handle the situation. So you go through karma, but you're also being taken care of. Making sense? Draupadi had a karma to get insulted in the room, right? But good karma for Krishna to come in and offer the help. So you have to consciously generate a lot of good karma, because look, this body means karma. You have a body because you have a karma to work out. So it's very wise if you start every day generating a lot of good karma for you. Now imagine, Azim Premji has donated 55,000 crore in charity. I think 55,000, something of that amount, right? Can you imagine what would be his next lifetime? Where would he be born? In a prince family, in a billionaire family. Because so much of good karma to come out right now. You see the point here? So look, you can create the future by choosing to do the right things now. To charity, being good, being kind, right? That is the base. I remember one of the person, he was going through a war zone, and people said, don't go because it's a war situation. Life is at risk. He says, look, I have been being good throughout my life. I've been forgiven people. I have not harmed people. I don't fear anything. And he goes to the war zone, and a person sees him, and he tries to fire at him, shot, like a gunfire. Guess what? The gun doesn't work. The shot didn't fired, right? So another guy comes in, he tries to fire. Even his gun didn't work at that point of time. 3 people tried to shot, didn't work out. Why? This guy had no karma of injury. You cannot hurt somebody. In Africa, I remember a story. In Africa, there was a civil right. So in that lane, every particular building was burned, car was burned. But one of the pranic healers, he had a glass ceiling house, right? In the entire lane, only one house was untouched, only one house. And that was his house. Imagine this. Everything was burned, only one house untouched. Why? No karma of harm, or good karma of protection possibly. No, a bus meets an accident, everybody dies, one guy is unhurt. No bad karma for him, no injury karma, no harm, no negative karma, right? So generate a lot of good. Till the point you have life, generate a lot of good karma, because the currency which will help you in next lifetime is not your bank account right now, is your spiritual bank account. So till the point you have life, use it to generate good karma. Why? Life becomes easier. This life, even next lifetime. So like, what are good ways? A start of sponsoring kids' education. When a kid learns through your money, grows up, handles his family, earns, and then his kids, you see, you have set an entire generation in a good way. And that's massive good karma. So feeding people, educating people, offering people for spiritual courses, of giving support to nuns, to monks, it generates massive good karma. Right? So don't think that life is all good right now and let me not generate good karma. Let me not donate money. No, you don't know what is coming tomorrow. You don't know what is coming next week, right? We don't know. Life is uncertain, right? So if you're a wise person, every day create something good. Bless people, help people, and especially donating money. Why money is important? Money is the sum total of your physical, emotional, mental effort. Your life is equals to money. So if you give money, you're giving a part of life, right? So increase your spiritual bank account, and you'll see how then things start changing or shifting in a manner, right? Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. Okay, Paritosh asked the question, does Hitler deserve mercy? No, look, again, Paritosh, I will take the, no, obviously looking at the action, very cruel action done, but we also understand all those people who suffered, it was their karma as well, number one. But number two, if you see some of the spiritual teachers, they say Hitler is still stuck. Like when a soul dies, he graduates, goes learn to the higher soul, comes back to the earth to learn the lesson further. Hitler is still stuck in that zone. He is not still being freed. Like there's a what we call as hell, right? So hell is a word which is used, but it is called as an astral world. There's something called as purging, wherein you exhaust your negative deeds, right? And that's like a hell. It's a very difficult place to be in, right? And Hitler is still stuck there, right? And that is kind of going through hell. And till the day he completes his all of this, he gets to the next level. So imagine you are stuck in class 9 and all your batchmates, your juniors, they all have graduated. You're still in the class 9. That looks good still, right? But imagine if it's into a place where there's pain, there's a lot of issues. It's very difficult. So Hitler still is stuck, right? He has to go through what he has done, right? So guys, generate a lot of good karma. Not even a single day let go by when you don't generate some good karma. And the easiest way is send good thoughts to people at a mental level. You wish for people to become rich, to become happy. You say, may this country prosper. That thought is a very powerful thought. And if that thought becomes stronger, that generates massive karma for you. So mental action, feel good for people, send good emotions to people, and physically act. So use your life till the point you're alive to generate a lot of good karma, because you are simply taking care of your future. Your future is taken care of in a way, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Now, so let's talk a more specific. So if you're having a money problem, if you're having a relationship problem, if you're having a health problem, if you're having a work problem, or if you want to increase money, better relationship, health, work, how do you do this? So the teachings are very simple. In our teachings, in all the religions, there's a golden rule given. Golden rule, yin and yang golden rule, right? First part of the golden rule says, do unto others what you would have them do unto you. Do unto others what you would have them do unto you. For example, you want to become rich, help other become rich. If you want to be intelligent, help other become intelligent. Whatever you wish for yourself, do it for somebody else. You want people to support you, help other people. You want to have always good friends, be a good friend to somebody. So whatever you wish in your life, simply give it first. That's law of karma, golden rule. What you give comes back to you multiplied. What you sow, so shall you reap. But you cannot sow a Karela seed expecting a mango to come. Not possible, right? So ask yourself, do you want more money? Yes. Start donating money every month in charity. Do you want a better relationship? Bless people who are having difficult relationship, or sponsor poor people's marriage. That generates a lot of good karma, right? If you want your kid to prosper, be successful, help the kids of poor people in education, in a good life, right? If you want your work to flourish, right? Help kids to have education, vocational education, and get a job. So when they start earning through your help, it comes back to you, and you get wise, intelligent, and your income increases. Making sense, everyone? You want a new job? Donate some money to a good institution where they help poor kids with education, and then make a request for the universe to help you get a new job, better income. And you see what happens. I have people who have increased their salary 50%, 100%. But the first thing they have done is to generate good karma. Donate something, follow the golden rule, right? And the second part of the golden rule is, do not do unto others what you would want not have them do unto you. If you don't want people to hate you, don't hate people. If you don't want people to cheat you, don't cheat people. If you don't want people to fraud you, don't fraud people. If you don't want people to boss you, don't boss people also. So don't do anything which you will not like to be done onto you. That's the second part of golden rule, right? It's a very, very powerful one. And using these two laws, you can simply create your life in a very good way. So ask yourself, how do you wish to live next 10 years time? What way? And ask yourself then, how do I help somebody else live that kind of life? What actions can I take right now? And decide the actions, and you see how things works out, right? Okay, then law of mercy. This is by my teacher, Master Chua. He says, give 10% of your income to charity to elevate the suffering of poor people. That generates a lot of good karma. Lot of good karma. So every month, take a cause, feed people, elevate their sufferings, right? Not only this lifetime, even your next lifetimes, you are taken care of. You are creating right now, right? But unfortunately, most people, they exhaust all their things in this lifetime and they don't generate any cause for the future, any cause for the future. Such a shame, because you have such a good opportunity to impact your future, your next lifetime to such extent, but we don't do that. So if you're learning right now, if you're understanding, think of it. Avoid eating meat and fish. You sow mercy, mercy is shown to you. Avoid bullying people. Avoid injuring people, being cruel to others, right? Because when you do that, same thing happens to you also, all right? And then forgiveness. When you forgive other people, forgiveness is shown to you also, right? So that's how you ways to heal your, learn the lessons, right? Learn the lesson, change your behavior. Now, learning lesson means change in your behavior. If you don't learn, if you don't change your behavior, you have not learned. And you can't fool around universe, right? So you have to make sure you, so the essence is what? Become a good person in your heart. Become a good person in your heart, in your action. No, good thoughts, good action, good deeds. Simple as that. Life will take care of you. But if you're not, life will be difficult. And if you find difficult people coming in, difficult situations, understand it is trying to teach you something. So see what you're going to learn from this part, right? Okay, so now this is a beautiful concept by teacher Paramahansa Yogananda. He says, when you realize yourself as a child of God, what karma have you? God has no karma and you have none when you know you are his child. When you know, this is key, when you know you are his child, every day you should affirm, I am not a mortal being, I am not the body, I am a child of God. So if you say this thing, if you repeat this with this understanding, you see what? A lot of karma can be burnt for you because you have realized the highest truth. You don't have to go through the suffering to understand the truth, right? Look, the life is not taking pleasure in hurting you. If you have done a lot of bad thing, and suppose you have to go through 5 lifetimes of difficult thing, but if you learn only in 1 lifetime, you don't have to go through 5 lifetimes because you've learned the lesson. The game is over. Universe gets no pleasure in giving you pain. You learn, improve, that's it. The game is done. So you can do this every day. I do this mostly. I'm not a mortal being. I'm not the body. I'm a child of God. But with this understanding that you're a child of God. And you say, I have no karma because all my karmas are disqualified, right? So when you do this with that awareness, it is possible to extend some of your karmas very fast, which you don't have to go through again, which you don't have to face through again. It can be just simply wiped off for you because you're coming to the truth, right? That's what the great teacher says. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Let's see, any questions? Any clarification?
Yeah, Avinash, can you just explain then the relation between a death and a karma? Because you gave an example of an accident, where only one person survives and other dies.
Yes. Look,
okay, now I'm just trying to build up this. Now, suppose the person who dies or the people who die, they also have a family.
Yes. So look.
Now, what is this karma involved in all these things?
Look, we see death as a very bad thing, right? But you see, the only gift of life is death. It's because we don't remember the other part of the life, other side of the death. We see that as a bad thing. But that is a gift to us, number one. Number two, when we come on this earth, right, we all, as a soul, decides how much time I have to be here, what lessons I have to learn, what I have to go through, right? Though obviously we all wish to live a long life, possibly, right? We all want that, but it's different for everybody. Some people die age 10, some kids die in the womb itself, some die age 15, 20, but a simple understanding is the person came here with a set of lessons to learn, and the person learns the lessons. He is graduated, he's passed. Now you cannot say a classmate, look, you have passed class 10, I have not passed, you stay in class 10 only, you cannot go ahead because I have not passed. You can't say that, right? So if the person time is up, he has learned his lessons, the soul has to move forward to his next evolution, right? Now, if we are left here, and obviously, look, when we are left here, we will feel pain. That's why we have to practice detachment. The cause of suffering is attachment, right? We get attached to people, situation. But eventually, tell me this, what is that one thing which will be with you forever, including your own body? Nothing, right? We are mourning the death of somebody. What if tomorrow your brother, sister, your children is not there? Even they go away, right? So life is that death is going to happen when we don't know, right? And that's the harsh reality, but a beautiful reality of life. Because death is the spiritual birth for the soul. Now, the problem is the person has gone, I am feeling alone right now. Now, that's the problem we have. Why I'm alone? How can I live life alone right now? Now, that's where we have to learn possibly. So sometimes life asks you to develop the courage, no, the qualities required, which you possibly may not have right now. Sometime when a child is born homeless, maybe the child has to learn to develop the courage inside to face life, right? So life, the school of life has many ways to teach us. We don't know exactly what, but look, we are never left alone. We may think we're alone, but life takes care of it. We are all inside the consciousness of God, right? Nobody's alone over here, right? So yeah.
Can we say there is a connection of karma and death also?
So generally, your death is decided when your karma gets exhausted. My karma is done. It's time for me to go away. Like Swami Vivekananda, his karma got over. He has to move now. He can't stay back here.
So prarabdha karma is over and then you have to go.
You have to go back. Otherwise, you are delaying your future evolutions. You say class 10 का exam हो गया है, result भी आ गया है, पर मैं class 10 के class attend करूंगा. अरे भाई तो आपका class 11 class start हो चुका है, right? So because we are seeing life as one isolation, but life is before you are here, you have taken possibly millions of lifetimes.
I'll just give an example now. I really try to understand. One of my friend, she lost, they went from here to States just for their son, just for betterment of their son. Now, when his son was around 2022 and, graduated, he got a job in Google there, and everything was good. And the first day of Google job, he went for a job and he did not come back. He met with an accident and he died at the age of 22. Now, what I feel is that what you're saying is correct, right? Maybe his prarabdha karma is over and he's gone, right? Now, I'm thinking about the parents, who is left behind. They lost their only son at the age of 22. Their whole life went into that. They went from here, left everyone here, and they went there just for the betterment of their son. Now, they're alone there. So when she talks to me, she always says that, Amina, this is, I don't know what is there in our, this thing that, and there's no pain like, losing a child of age of 20.
Yes.
So I'm trying to connect that.
Yes.
I can understand his karma is over.
Right.
What about parents?
No, listen, so even the couple would have a karma to lost a son in a young age. They would have some karma like that to go through this emotional mental suffering. Now, why we don't know. If you go to the past lifetime, you may see possibly they have done something like that. I don't know. Maybe something a possibility, right? So that's how they end up attracting that soul in this life whose time is short. So the couple goes through that phase where they learn this themselves in a way, right? So that can be one possibility. The couple they have their own karma to also exhaust. And by learning through this, right, through the emotional mental suffering, but same time, we also have to learn the lesson of detachment. Why birth happens? Because we attach to situation, to things. So the way to transcend this life and birth cycle, which is the ultimate aim of human beings, is to be completely non-attached. Suffering causes pain. Suffering to children, suffering to people, suffering to things. In this world, all the suffering is because attachment. There's attachment. If there's no attachment, there's no suffering, right? So life will teach you also how to detach. Meena, tell me what you love.
Me?
Yes.
I love teaching. I'm
You
a
love?
professor.
You love?
Teaching. I'm a professor.
Professor, the day you'll be asked not to teach, say today honest, you cannot teach now. Would you be happy? Would you be sad?
No, I'll be very sad.
So the same thing which you love also has a seed of your sadness. You see the point here? Because you love so much, you also feel the pain. Can you be detached? If I teach, very good. If I don't, I'm okay. In either way, I am good. I'm unattached as a consciousness. That should be the attitude you should have. Most people, they get into the attachment of life, pain and the pleasure, and that keeps on generating karma. Even look, so in our Indian culture, Lord Krishna says, do the action, but don't expect the reward of the action. Now, the reason why I say so is, and why in Indian tradition, you see, a lot of time in Indian tradition, if you're coming to the end part of your life, which means you are going to get enlightened now, you're going to get now self-actualized, right? And then you don't want to, in that life, you don't want to generate any good karma also. Why? Because then you'll be again need to come back to exhaust the good karma. You see? So they say, I do the action, I offer it to God. So I am completely without any good or bad karma. But that holds true for those people who are out to get enlightened. You and me, who still have to live 50, 100, 200 lifetimes, if we don't expect the good karma to come back, you will be left in all negative karma. Life would be horror for you, right? So you say, God, I'm doing good karma. Please send some good karma. Make life easy for me, so I can generate a lot of good karma, right? So again, don't listen to Lord Krishna's teaching to Arjuna. It was for that warrior who was out to get enlightened, right? And by the way, some of the teachers says Paramahansa Yogananda was Arjuna in that life, and Lord Krishna was Mahavatar Babaji. You see? So look, if you're out to get enlightened in this life, if you want to be a monk and you want to finish everything here, then family life is not for you then. You have to be in the Himalayas to exhaust all the good and the bad. You take pleasure in nothing, not good, not the bad, right? Nothing affects you, detach completely. But right now we have to live life. We have to experience a lot of things, and bad thing will come. So we have to have good enough. So say, God, I have done this good. Please send this good karma to help me counter this negative one, right? This forces. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck completely. So I remember one of the meditation sessions, a person went in Aratic practice we have, and he was I think a pandit or something, and he made a request. God, please send me all the karma now itself. In this life, I want to exhaust everything. And guess what? When he came back from the meditation retreat, this guy got through major health issues. For years, he was on bed suffering. Such a bad thing to happen. He could have been healthy, happy, do good things, generate good karma, offset negative karma. But he made a request, send me all the bad karma, and he was stuck then. So please be careful of what you speak, what you ask from nature. Sometimes we say, no, Sara, mera khushi le lo, mere bachche ko de do. Now you have decreed that. So no, you'll go through pain now. You'll go through a lot of challenges. So please be careful of what you intend, what you speak, because if they say, okay, it's granted, then it's difficult. Same time, if you're going through a lot of difficult time, you can make a request. Okay, God, this is being a bit of difficult. Can you lessen this karma? Right? Generally, they decide and they know how much you can handle. They'll only give you that. But if it's too much, you pay to a lot of karma. Okay, no, this is becoming too much. Can you lessen a bit? And you'll see it will be reduced for you. Because they don't want to torture you. Now, I am not feeling happy seeing, this guy getting tortured. No, it is to teach you. No, but yes, sometimes we learn through pain. In fact, we only time we learn is through pain. If all good, nobody would ever think about learning, right? You see the point here?
Yeah, true.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Avinash.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Avinash, I'm seeing you after quite some time, but
Okay, so before we go ahead, Ajay sir is one of my mentors from my college days. And he was in the last role, he was the MD South Asia for Airbus India, Airbus South Asia, and an amazing person. I'm so happy today he's here. He knows possibly more than all of this, all of I'm teaching right now, but such a humility he has to join and to possibly also just be here. Sir, please go ahead, sir.
thanks. I see you as a very evolved person now, right? Because now that I've retired very recently, I'm going through the learning of life for myself. One thing you said about that hate that binds the soul together.
Right.
How does one discover and reveal the past life events that now have resulted into our present state? You said while living surviving, suffering with our past karmas. I'll give you an example. I mean, you mentioned when Minal was saying about this boy in US who died. Now, for the people left behind, it is a suffering, or you can say it's my karma. I've got to solve it out. And I went through that example in 1997, when my son was 18 and my wife, they both died at the same moment in the movie hall in Delhi.
Mm.
Since then, now, one has been living and surviving and coming to that realization of saying, oh God, what happened to me? But if you look at it as your karma, I mean, today, maybe my bad karmas for that relationship is over. I am in a happier state now, more content with my own self because, you look around, you've got a lot of contentment, you've got a lot of abundance, and you have everything that you possibly need. And then you thank God for saying, I didn't ask for it, but you chose to give it to me. But that is again the karma that comes. I enjoyed your karma lecture, but I'm only trying to correlate that if I am suffering or enjoying something today, and if, like you said, it is derived from our past life and the things we did, how can we know that correlation in the current life of saying, well, that's what happened then, which I don't know about.
Okay. So it's a very, very good question. And I think a lot of people have this question that how do we correlate what we have done, no? And in this lifetime, this is a result of it, right? Now, nature in its wisdom, it blocks a part of the brain which contains the past life memories, right? So, we cannot consciously go and access it in a way, right? But what teachers say, and I'll show you maybe a slide, that's the last slide I missed showing it. So if you see the slide here, 1 second, it's a statement by Swami Vivekananda. The last statement, he says, not a single blow was undeserving, right? Not a single blow was undeserving, right? So what teachers say is, whatever you have been through, there is something linked to you for you to learn, right? So now we can't go back and see how the correlation happens until you go into a modality like past lifetime. A lot of people do past life regression, in which sometimes you can access, look, where is the past life? It is in your brain. It is a subconscious mind, right? It is not somewhere out there. It's in your laptop, like you have multiple folders. In the brain, you have multiple categories, right? In the compartments. So whatever you're exposed to in this lifetime, right? There is some karma. That's why it is happening with you. So the very fact the event is happening, there is a karma attached for me, number one. Number two, a karma, again, as we talked about, is a situation being presented. Now, some people I know who lost their child very early, and they use that pain to come out and do a lot of good things. Like a guy who lost a child in a road accident because there was a big hole on the road, a big pot. This guy now travels across India and fills the pot on every possible road. Have you seen the news, this guy, right? So some people can take this same pain and use it for their advantage. So the key is, as a soul, how well we have evolved to accept life as it is, right? Some people die early, some die late, but death is it's a thing for everyone. So as the teacher Buddha says, no right viewpoint. Most of us seeing the life from not the accurate perspective. We see life as, okay, somebody has died early is a bad thing, but it may not be the case, possibly, right? So I think detachment from the things of life which causes pain and pleasure is very important lesson. Second is the very fact we're exposed to life events, and everybody has his own life event. No two people have the same life events, right? So it is my individual curation of activities to come in here, right? But most of the time, event happens, it even gets over. We end up suffering in our thoughts. Most of the suffering people have is in the memory, is in the mind, right? And it's a choice we have, whether we dissolve the suffering and create joy and happiness. Arjuna was suffering in his mind. How can I kill my relatives? But when the thoughts perspective change, the suffering disappeared, right? So life also has to make us learn how to Acceptance is a great quality. How do we accept? And obviously, being a human, we feel pain when somebody, we all wish to live longer, right? But nature has a plan. Nature has a, for all of us, a different story possible. We don't know of it. As Lord Krishna says, mysterious are the ways of karma, right? But the way I understand is, if something's happening to me, I have something to do with it. If not, I'll never be exposed to that situation, right? Like, you don't have to go through war. You are not born in Syria. If you had to go through war, you would have been born in that place possibly, right? But yes, once the event get over, and look, how do you, if you know the story of Lord Buddha, when he was born, the Pandit said, look, either he would be a great warrior, he will win the world, or would be a great saint who will transform the world, right? So his Pandit said to his father, don't make him see any suffering in the world. Moment he sees any suffering, he will go towards the path of enlightenment. He'll go towards the root cause of why the suffering is. So for major part of his life, he was kept inside the palace. And whenever he used to go out, the army would go out and make sure every person who is sick, who is dying, would be removed from that path completely, right? So one day he left his house in his chariot, and he saw on that day a dead body being carried. So he asked his charioteer, like, what is that? He says, that's a person died. He says, what? What is death? He says, as you have come, you have to also die. He said, even I will be dead one day? He says, yes, that's for everybody. So this shook him completely, right? He went ahead, he saw a person suffering in pain. He said, what is that? He said, the person is suffering in pain. So why so? Life happens, disease happens, and we go all through. Pain and pleasure is a part of life. You see, even I'll go through pain. He said, yes. And those two events triggered him to leave his palace on that night itself and go towards finding what is the way to transcend this suffering. And that's when he went towards enlightenment, and then he came with the 8 noble path, right? And the first understanding is life is suffering. The very human life is suffering. All that gives you joy contains the seed of pain as well. You eat rasgulla, I love it. If you don't get it, I feel pain now. I love my child, he loves me so much. The child stops loving you, now you have pain. So that's the duality of life. The yin and the yang, both are coexisting. So he says life is suffering. And the way to transcend suffering is to know that life is suffering first. And once you know it, you understand, okay, then what way I move out of the suffering? And that's when the right viewpoint, the right speech, right words, right action comes in picture. And right viewpoint is that life, they say, opposite of life is death. No. Opposite of birth is death. Life is an ongoing process. We have been through millions of life, and we'll go through millions of life. So when you die, when you go back to the home, you'll find your old relative sitting there. Hey, guy, what's up? And friends and all of those people, right? By the way, in this life, you'll also have friends with whom you have shared a past lifetime. So they are also brought closer to you. And sometimes they'll help you in many, many ways. So the only relationship which stays permanently in the universe is friendship. The rest all keeps changing. But a true friend never gets lost away. So ask yourself, in this life, who are the people who are really true to me as a friend? And those people possibly are from many, many lifetimes. And sometimes when you meet those people, you can sense it, you can feel it possibly, Yeah, this is possibly a person I'm connected to, right? So you have to ask yourself, and that's what I ask myself, right? That then what is the truth about life, right? And then how do we go to that truth? Transcending the events of life. And that's when the great teachings of Krishna, of Buddhism comes in picture. These teachers have walked the path and they have shown us the path, right? But the beauty is, if you learn to accept, no matter what happens, Jiddu Krishnamurti, a great teacher, he says this. He says, what is my power? My power is, I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens. Good, very good. Bad, very bad. A saint was enlightened. Somebody asked him, what changed after enlightenment? He says, before enlightenment, I used to cut trees, cook food, and eat food. After enlightenment, I cut trees, I cook food, I eat food. Nothing changes. You see, that's the attitude. Good time, bad time, doesn't matter. I have a choice to live in equanimity, untouched, no, unperturbed, because I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the soul, I'm the consciousness, no, from that space. So look, these are the dimension where you have to explore, because we have been too much attached with the movies, with the currency, with the laptop, with the friends, with the drinks and music and all this. But this is temporary, right? This is going to exhaust. And then one day you'll be awake. What is life then? No, this is not permanent, right? So then you start asking the bigger question. Yeah. So I don't know if I've answered or not. I gave you a lot of, I told a lot of stuff, but yeah, I think a personal quest of, okay. Can we quickly do a quick prayer, a forgiveness prayer to remove some of the negative karma? Right? So you can do this prayer every day to exhaust some of the negative karma you have by requesting forgiveness from God, right? And then blessing. So I'll teach you this way. You can practice this every day, right? Okay. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, to the Supreme God, to the intelligence driving the universe, to the Supreme Consciousness, all the great teachers, great beings, holy masters, holy gurus, right, of all religion, all saints, all the great ones. Lord God, we are grateful for all the teachings and learnings. We are grateful for all your blessings. Dear God, today we have understood much deeper about karma. And as a human being, I realize in my past, I would have done a lot of mistakes in all the respects, all the aspects of life, in my ignorance, in my unawareness. Dear God, I now become aware of all of these concepts about law of karma. Lord God, can I humbly request you to please forgive and disintegrate, burn some of my past karmas, which I have created possibly in unawareness, in ignorance, which might be affecting my life right now in some way or another. Lord God, thank you for forgiving me, blessing me, showing mercy on me, and burning, disintegrating, resolving some of the past karmas. And Lord God, I commit to myself, to you, that I'm going to be a good person now, will consciously be a good person with good thoughts, good emotions, good deeds, good action, and not to hurt other people. Lord God, I'm so grateful for this blessing. Thank you for your blessings of abundance, of prosperity, of success, of happiness, of healing, physical, emotional, mental healing. Lord God, I also want to devote my life in doing good work. I offer myself as an instrument. Kindly use me to spread goodness in this world. Use my mind, use my body, my words, my actions to spread your message, your love, your peace in this world. I offer myself, Lord God, for your service. I am grateful. I am grateful. Now think of the entire world right now. Everyone think of the entire world and say, may the entire world be blessed with God's love, peace and joy. Everybody who is suffering be blessed with happiness, with health, with comfort, with strength, with guidance, with protection. Every human being, every animal, every form of life be blessed with help and healing, happiness. Thank you, God, for blessing everyone. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good. You can open your eyes now. Good, good, good. Perfect. Okay, Arpit asked, is dharma related to karma? If yes, then how? Look, so dharma, in my understanding, is simply an action which you have to carry out. So I'll give you an example. Once there was a soldier who was trying to kill an opposite army soldier, right? And he was running behind him to kill him. Eventually, he catch hold of him, right? And he was out to kill at that point. And then only the soldier who was on the ground, he 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 abused the soldier, the one who was killing, right? And as he was to kill, he heard the abuse, he felt anger inside, and he stopped then and there only, and he left that place. Somebody watched him that you ran behind this guy for so long, you do not kill him. Arpit, this is for you. And he says, look, till the point I had no personal anger against him, I was doing my dharma as a nation, as a soldier to kill because they are attacking, right? But moment my personal anger came in picture because he abused me. Now the dharma was mixed with my own selfish, my own emotions, right? If I would have killed him then, it would have been my karma also generated, right? So sometimes we are assigned duties and roles and we have to carry it out, and that's the dharma, right? The
So
truth.
when we are okay, so when we carry out our duties or responsibilities,
Yes.
now do we also need to look into the effect or cause it will have on others? Because for me, it is my dharma. Like for example, Arjun's dharma at the war was to eradicate everything and follow the path of dharma, which was being levied by Yudhishthir.
Right.
He was doing, so killing is not the right thing, but he was still doing it, and killing your own uh, like origins and relatives and everybody whom are loved to you, so which is I mean is not acceptable, or in the normal society it is not called for.
Right.
He has to do that. Now that's the dharma he is following.
Yes.
But is it now when we say that becomes your karma, that your actions will be defining that what is good and what is bad that you're doing.
Right.
So when does the person stop and say, okay, this is becoming something bad and it will reflect onto me? I mean, or
So give me a more real life situation, like through abstract. Give me a more real life, which impacts you possibly. Any situation like that?
yeah, let's say if I am into a job and I have
Hmm.
been doing my job in a very, very profound way,
Hmm.
like it's an 8.5 hour job, but
Right.
I'm providing 12 hours or maybe 10 hours on a weekly basis, and on weekends also I'm giving my heart and soul to the place.
Yes. Yes.
Now, when there are difficult scenarios, or maybe there is a change in leadership, or anything like that. So now, which is nothing to do with me. But then, if somebody says, boss, you are not needed in the system anymore,
Hmm.
and then you are being put out of the system.
Hmm.
So I have been doing my dharma in that place.
Hmm.
Now, what has happened to me? I mean, obviously it has not happened to me. I've seen somebody with me, a pretty senior guy, and then very hardworking, like the whole case. And then he was being left out of the place, that you are not needed in the place.
Right.
So we are doing away with you.
Right.
So then he was like, I have never taken holidays. I have never done anything bad to the place. I have always been loyal to this place and all those things. And then still this happened to me.
Right. 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 Okay. Okay. Now, Arpit, few things. Number one, we may not know his past actions, past 5 years, past 10 years, this life, previous lifetime, right? So we know karma also has a time travel, right? We don't know exactly what is happening right now. Number one, right? Now, number two is if he has been good. See, if even if he has been asked to leave from the company because of XYZ factor, because the companies people who are running the company, they have the free will. Ask if he's still suffering post the job, or he got a new job, a new opportunity, a new business.
I think suffering for everybody will not be permanent. It will only be for some period of time.
Exactly. No, but some people can suffer for a few years.
Yeah.
Some can few months, some can maybe few days, right? So if he had good karma, and if the company decides, like, if there's a company owner, he says, look, it's my company, I don't want you inside, no matter how good you are, is their call. But if the person has good karma, he comes out, he quickly gets a new opportunity, a better job, a better salary. But if he has been asked to leave, and maybe it has caused him hurt and pain, there might be some karma involved from the past, which we may not know of right now. That's what the issue is. No, sometimes we can't see the relation behind, but something would be related possibly here. But if he has been good, eventually he got come across the right thing. And you cannot say everybody, because I can see people who are in pain for 10 years without job, never a good job. They have been suffering. They have been, so longer duration, but some people come out very fast. No, so the luck factor, the karma comes in role picture here also.
Okay.
Got the point? So we can't literally dissect it because we don't know exactly the past life he has been through. No, so that's difficult.
So basically, you also said, and I think sir was also talking about this, Mr. Ajay. So negativity and negative thoughts bind people or connect people.
Yes.
Now, is it the same with positive thoughts and attachments also? If you really like somebody or love something to do, is that also a part of attachment? Like either being totally negative or being totally positive is an attachment, and
Look,
we have to move
yeah.
away from the attachment?
Look, yeah, because even if you are so much attached positively, a person goes away, you'll feel the pain, right? So that's the thing also. Think about it. There's a friend whom you love so much. If the friend goes away, you'll feel pain, right? So the very fact that the person whom you're loving can also make you feel pain. So can I be more equanimous than, okay, I know this is a person, I love him, but even if he's not there, I'll be okay. I know because life is long, it's big. People have their challenges, no? So developing a right perspective is very important. The
So
right
does too much
viewpoint
of
about life.
loving and, sorry, so does too much of loving and caring will also lead to something bad in karma?
No,
In
not.
this life
So look,
or
when you
next
love,
life or anything else?
when you love somebody too much, it's like the lesson is over. The person goes away, you go away. You live a different life. You may not come back again with together because the lessons is learned, right? But sometimes those people can come back to you also as your look in a family. You'll have some people who love you so much, but some may not, right? So there's nothing bad happens when you love. Love is the answer. So nothing bad happens when you love somebody too much. No, there's no harm of too much of love.
ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಅಂತೆ ಲಂಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ
But love, which is trying to hold people tightly, the love which is trying to possess people, the love which is trying to influence people to do as I want to do, that's not love. And mostly that's what we practice, no? Love in its purest sense is freedom. When you love somebody, you set them completely free. You let them take a call themselves, right? That's love. But mostly we do the love, which is more of our version of love. This guy is not doing as per my wish. I don't love you, right? So that's not love. That's a very, very distorted form of love.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Rachna, do our karma affect people around us in a family? So Rachna, a family together comes because you have a group karma together. You see, sometimes in family, people have same issues, diabetes, father, son to his son. So it's like, because these people have individual karma, they came together to exhaust the group karma, right? But yes, suppose a group of friends, they do some wrong things together. In the next lifetime, they can be brought as a family together. So when you see a country, they have also karma together. That's why people are born in a particular country, India, in Pakistan, in US, in Europe, right? So we have family karma, we have society karma, we have group karma, we have country karma, right? Even earth has karma, right? Even our earth is exhausting its karma right now, no? Even great teachers, some of the great teachers come and they go through massive issues. They go through very painful disease, right? So they also have a karma to exhaust when they come back here, no? So even they are bound by these laws also, no? So yes, so your current family right now, you have an individual karma and a group karma together to work out, which is not good. You have got a chance to work out your negative and develop the positive qualities, right? So it's a good thing, no? You're learning your lessons faster, no? Radhika, when you see you're being good and kind, people take advantage of you. So look, Radhika, you have to be forgiving and good, but same time, nobody's asking you to become a doormat, right? Okay, let people hurt you every time. No, not. You should take a stand. Forgive and then just take a distance. You say, sorry, I don't want to interact with you now because I have forgiven you, I have blessed you. So nobody's asking you to become a doormat, right? Take your stand up for yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, it's again a karma you're forming for yourself. Tomorrow you have to be made to learn how to stand for yourself. So you should also stand for yourself. Take a stand. I'm right here. I'll not budge, right? I can't be exploited like this. So you have to stand for yourself as well. Handle the situation well, right? But more importantly is when you forgive and bless people and when you internally bring more peace to yourself, you find situation changing faster. But if you have been mentally cursing those people, mentally getting angry, you are creating a lot of karma every single day. So start thinking positive about those people. Okay, they are evolving. They are also difficult for them. So I bless them with love every day. Send them loving thoughts, kind thoughts, right? Because look, they are your teachers. Whatever they are doing to you, you have done to them in the past. They have been playing politics. You have played politics possibly, right? We have to accept that part. Harsh part, but we have to accept it, right? And the faster we accept, change happens faster. You accept, you forgive, you bless, but same time, don't allow people to simply ride over you. I'm not saying that part. You should also draw a line at a point. No, okay, enough is enough. I need to draw a line for myself, right? But if you generate enough good karma, those can be worked out. If you send people a lot of, like, I remember one of the person who spoke to a teacher, a master, and he says, no, there's a guy in the office who bitches about everybody, who says bad about everyone. So the master said, you see, the issue is everybody sends him a lot of negative thoughts. So he says to him, can you for 1 month send this guy a lot of loving thoughts, that he's a good chap, he's a good person, I bless him, and come back to me after a month. See, tell me what happens. After a month, this guy says that this person has changed his behavior towards him completely. He's being loving and kind to him. You see the point here? So acceptance, forgiveness, and changing your mental activity, which is what kind of thoughts you are creating about those people. Because negative thoughts will keep you hooked to those people in the negative way. So learn, forgive, and change your thoughts. That's important. Otherwise, you'll keep on connecting on your own again, and that will pull you down again, right? Yes. All good,
Sir,
everyone? Yeah.
but then that leads to anger, because when you see such people, we, like tendency khud ba khud, we start
Exactly.
getting angry.
So those people are trying to teach you how to regulate your anger. So you have to develop.
But then that is again a bad karma.
Yeah, so it's like a ground for you to learn faster. If you don't learn, it's like maths difficult है. आपको learn करना है तभी pass होगे. नहीं pass होगे तो फिर fail करोगे आप. So ask yourself, how do I develop a control over my anger? How do I learn to regulate my anger? You know, and if you don't, you will keep facing people who will keep making you more angry. Remember? You know, I used to sometime in my past, I used to be very authoritative with people, right? I have to get some work done. I'll be very authoritative, right? Maybe a customer care of a company. And I realized I started attracting people in my life who were also being the same with me. I said, what is happening with me? Why am I getting such people? I realized, oh my God, because I have been also being very harsh with people. So I started becoming soft with people. Even if they be harsh, I be soft. And that started changing. So ask yourself, how do I control my anger, regulate my anger? That's a skill to develop, emotional intelligence, right? So work on your anger. And nobody can make you angry, by the way. How can somebody else make you angry? It's like you have given your remote control to somebody, right?
What about the politics they play behind? Because
let them play. How it is affecting you? Why are you poking your nose inside? Let them play the politics. They'll have the karma. You do the right thing. If you go inside and you dissect the politics, see the politics, then you're getting affected, right? But you still let them do whatever they're doing, right? You do the right thing. Life will take care of you. Don't worry about it. So don't get bothered कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं, वो क्या बोल रहे हैं मेरे पीछे. Let them say. They are generating their negative karma. You have nothing to do with that part. And you bless them rather. You bless them. Okay, they may be prosper. They may be blessed with joy. So you generate a lot of good karma for yourself faster. You see? You do the right thing. You do the right thing irrespective of what you feel. Do the right thing. That's the best way out.
At the same time, don't be a doormat also.
Exactly. Take a stand for yourself. Don't be a doormat as well. Yes, take a stand. So I ask myself, I feel like you do this, but what is the right thing to do? You must do what is right, irrespective of how you feel. Right thing is to forgive, I forgive, no matter what. Right thing is to be kind, I'll be kind. So you have to do the right thing. No? And then ask yourself, what life is teaching me? What lesson I have to learn? Something will come up, right? Okay, now quickly, I forgot to show you the last slide because we went to the question and answers. Let me quickly just get this and we are done. So before we go ahead with this, so look guys, every Sunday, last week of every month, last Sunday, we do these sessions. So next one is coming, which is protection from psychic attacks. So all of us get into a lot of negative energy field. Why? A lot of people send us a lot of negative thoughts. So how do you shield yourself from those thoughts? What are those attacks, energies? कहते हैं नजर लग जाता है जब माँ में काजल लगाती है, right? So these are real thing when you understand energy, right? So next Sunday, November, last week of the month, last Sunday of the month, we'll do this part. Then December is about ancient secret about the heart, teachings of the heart chakra and the heart center, the science and the ancient teachings. Then Jan is about neuroscience, principles of neuroscience of being superhuman. February is about decoding positive psychology and ancient teachings on emotions. And then March is about understanding chakras and how to ways to work around them. So every last Sunday of the month, we do these sessions, right? And other sessions which are coming up right now from 28th October, we are launching a 3-week program, which is Abundance Mindset Program. Very powerful, 11 live sessions over 3 weeks to help you build an abundance mindset, to change your energy, disrupt the pattern of fear, worry, doubts, change limiting beliefs, all of that. And then we have a program coming on Law of Attraction. It's a 2-day online program. Inner Child Healing Program. It's a 2-week program, 2-week live program. Then we have coaching, and then we have monthly core group healing. Now the sessions today you're attending, these are free for monthly core group healing members, which is a membership we have every month. You pay 4,000 rupees and these sessions come to you free of cost. Plus every Sunday, you also come across a healing session, right? Those are the sessions we have. Now quickly, so what I suggest you, a simple tool. If you can follow this, it will be very, very profound. Maintain an account for yourself every day. Write yourself, today, how much good karma I've generated. Every night, take account. What good I have done today? Did I help somebody? Did I feed somebody? Did I do some donations? Have I spoken good words to somebody? Have I made someone smile? So ask yourself every day and take a note of it, because if you cannot measure it, you cannot change it. You cannot improve it, right? So ask yourself how many, and it can be many, many good karma, small, big, doesn't matter. So make an account like that, good karma account, and then ask what negative karmas today I have done. Have I spoken bad about someone? Have I cursed someone mentally? Have I cheated on somebody? Have I stolen somebody things? Have I used angry words? Have I taken revenge? Have I lied to somebody? So ask yourself. And the negative karma, when you start observing what you are doing, you become aware. And then you have to stop doing these things and generate more of good. So if you maintain in a notebook, a simple good karma, bad karma account, you will find in next 2-3 months, you will go amazingly well in the good karma side, because you'll be so aware of your actions, thoughts, that life will start shifting. And when the life watches you doing this, right, it sees your sincerity. So it helps you phenomenally in terms of changing things, right? So ask yourself, in what way I can help somebody? In what way I can help a place? Somebody is going through war, pain. Can I bless? Yes. Can I talk to them? Yes. So ask yourself and then write this down every day. Make an account like that. A good karma and negative karma account. Good karma and bad karma. This will be a phenomenal thing if you can carry out, because it will help you to tune your consciousness, to train your mind to think about this part. A great teacher acts basis on this. They consciously know exactly the good to be done and the good to be created, right? And as Swami Vivekananda says, not a single blow was undeserving. But whatever painful things you went through, you deserve that because you have done it at some point of time in your life, right? It's just that we don't remember it. But life will not give you what you have not asked for it. Life gives you what you have created for yourself, right? Yep. So that's a very, very important aspect. Good. So we are done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. It's a pleasure to have all of you. Any questions, let me know. We can
Thank
again.
you. Thank you so much.
Sure. Perfect. Take care. God bless everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
As always, it's amazing to listen to you. I've heard you so many times on these topics, but every time you speak, something new I pick up. So thank you very much for being a part of my life and learning and growing. Thank you, Avinash. Thank you very much.
Amit, thanks so much. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.